Noise. And then he's got Swordcraft, which is, got a
Wow.
few new cards in there. He's got a Rapunzel. Got a few
Quick
cards in
player.
there.
Okay, his sword is looking a little bit classic-y, mid-range.
A little bit, yeah. He's doing the Alvida's family, but he's got Council of Card Knights, and he's included Rapunzel in there. So I mean,
This is more of a traditional mid-range sword instead of the neutral swords, for sure, though. Okay, I was just kidding. I thought he was out of the loop and everything, but apparently he's pretty much playing all the meta decks.
he's kept up.
He's kept up. And he's going to show everyone what it means to be the first invited player to the tournament.
What does it mean?
Oh.
Recency is actually quite an interesting thing.
Yep.
And typically players, of course, who have more recently been on the top are a little bit stronger, but you take a look at the old man Levi, and you have to think twice about that. He's pretty good. He needs a little boost. He needs a little evolve to get him there because he's
Pretty
a little
much.
old, but once he does, he's pretty sick.
Alright. So, up next, we're going to be talking about the match between Sky-sama versus Twin Star. And so, we're going to talk a little bit about Sky-sama, who is from Mana Surge. He does have a Twitter, so if you guys want to follow him at ms_Sky-sama, you'll get to know him more. He's in the States. He's won his first tournament winning or top placements is challenge number 6, came in 4th. He went to play on a Thailand tournament and came in 4th there. He came in 3rd in the NGE Shadowverse NA Open Week 1. Tournament number 4, March 2017, he came in 3rd in the Thailand tournament, sorry. The NGE, he came in 3rd on the week 1. And then for ExG Shadowverse tournament, number 10 CE, he won 1st place. So essentially, how he got to ExG final was to simply win the final tournament of the season from C/OC, where we said that if you came in 1st place on the last tournament of that season, you're automatically invited to the tournament. And so this kind of the reason why we did this implementation is so that we want to give players a random chance that if you try your best at it, you get to go 1st place and you're automatically in. Other ways around, if you work hard at it by gathering points, you also get to get in. There's 2 ways to get in.
More opportunities to participate.
The only thing here is that you just have to play consistently, timing it and everything and whatnot. Back then we did weekly tournaments, but now we're starting back to how we originally did it, which is bi-weeklies tournament.
Yeah, and I think Sky-sama will have a good chance. Currently, the trend is a higher seed player has typically been winning out. And I would not be surprised to see that trend continue.
Right.
And Sky-sama is currently, I think, 4th? Yeah, he's 4th on the leaderboard right now. 1,208 points. That's a lot of points. If I had 1,208 points, I would buy at least 1 McDonald's meal with that. I think I can do that.
Well, he's definitely won quite a decent amount from the tournament, so he's won at least over 1,000 so far.
1,000 McDonald's meals? That's great. Let's take a look at some of his decks. Let's take a look. I actually really like his Runecraft deck. It's a neutral rune deck, and he's got 3x of Felice, the Leonardian Mage there, which is a cool card, right? And then he's got Wizardess of Oz, and of course Mutagenic Bolt to help control situations. And I think that's pretty cool. I would love to see this deck kind of play out and see it.
I've never seen this deck before. This is fairly new to me.
I think it's a pretty good idea. I mean, a neutral package, it is what it is, right? It obviously it's very strong right now, so you use that to tide yourself over into the mid-late game, the Wizardess of Oz to try to make things happen,
Right.
which is kind of cool. His Dragoncraft deck, again, we see Queen of the Dread Sea one more time, and have yet to see it played, of course, to be expected when it's a one of in your deck, but still, that's a pretty solid choice. Going over the Shadowcraft is much more the traditional kind of mid-range Shadow, which I think is probably one of the least affected by the neutral package, actually. Mid-range Shadow is mostly intact, and it doesn't seem, I think just because of the whole nature of Shadow generation and some of the synergies that it has with Soul Conversion and whatnot, Shadowcraft actually remains relatively intact through the expansion. Bloodcraft is going to be straight Phantom Cat. There is no instance of Abyss at all in this particular deck, so he's really made a commitment to have that Phantom Cat be the end goal. Okay. And then finally, for his Havencraft, it's going to be Heavenly Aegis, so one that we've seen many times today.
And as for our his opponent, Twinstar, who is packing with his Havencraft, seemingly to be just Aegis with lots of cure rates, SS3 of normally a 2, with only 2 Radiance Angels, so he's cut 1. That is of notice, but everything else seems to be of the same, with Match Hair's Tea Time as a 2 as well. Seemingly here we do not actually see the Iron Maiden in this one, so he might actually end up banning Blood. So the trend here is that if you're banning Blood, you don't run counter stuff for Blood, but if you aren't banning it, then you're running counter stuff for it.
Yep, makes sense.
And then as for his second one, his Blood, he is running Abyss with an older version of Abyss that runs Alucard and Saber. And he has a lot more early game here, seemingly, with Grimnir's in and Alice, but no Phantom Cat, so this is more early stages of the Bloodcraft.
More traditional when the expansion first dropped, it was a little more popular.
Yes. So then we have a Forestcraft player, Twinstars, playing Beauty and the Beast with Ariat.
Interesting. He's got 2x Ariat.
Yep. 1 Crystalia Aaron, 2 Gruffs. Gruffs is a great card. And Partial Strix, that's an interesting one. And I don't kindly Treant. So, very interesting list that I have not explored yet. Vaguely, though. So this is an all-neutral forest. Yep.
And I love that Beauty and the Beast area synergy is actually so fantastic. It's very, very strong. And I kind of typically people only take one drop of it, but having 2 gets a little more consistency in terms of drawing the area. We'll see how that plays out.
Yep. And then follow up with his dragon, which runs 1 Queen of the Dread Sea with 1 Genesis Dragon, 2 Zeus, and he also runs Polyphonic Roars, seemingly a popular choice in the top 32 championships. And then last but not least, his Runecraft is packing D-Shift with Queen of the Dread Sea. Wait a minute, it's not exactly D-Shift either.
It's got a bunch of this is the second time we've seen somebody slap on a wallet-esque endgame to a craft that is not dragon.
Where are we getting this list from? Where are they getting this list from?
Apparently somebody out there plays it. I'm still sad that we didn't get to see that forest deck played in the last match.
True. Well, you better cheer for his name. Twinstar. There we go.
Twinstar? Yeah.
So this is an interesting list. I think it's fairly new.
A little bit of dirt. He's got the Dwarf Alchemist, Magic Illusionist, Red Hot, and then he's got Taboos in there.
Yep.
Calamitous Curse as well, which is something that's been interesting. But then the top end of it, the D-Shift just in there, as well as like the Sahak and the Lucifer Israfel Queen of the Dread Sea. It's just So interesting to me that now becomes like, it's almost like the neutral package. There's the early game one that people typically take, and then now there's just this late game package that people have been using typically in Ram Dragon. I guess people are just trying to insert that into their decks now and see how that works.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited if this rune gets to go through. But if people see that this is a D shift, they're more apt to like, hey, it's a D shift, ban it, kill it with fire, sort of thing. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yep.
So as for the profile for a Twin Star, not much is known with the guy. He's fairly new. He just won the recent last season of C/UCE. So he's pretty much of a mysterious kind of guy.
Yeah. And of course, we all know Sky Sama. We talked about his history a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting match. And obviously, like everybody who's in this tournament has proven themselves in some way, shape, or form, right?
Yep.
So do not count Twin Star out. And I wonder whose perspective we'll be watching from.
We are watching on Sky Sama's perspective.
Okay.
And we already have their ban list and all of that. So their bans are, with Twin Star, he is banning Sky Sama's Dragon and Blood, while
Okay.
did I say that right? Yeah. Twin Star's banning Sky Sama's Dragon and Blood. Twin Star's banned, or Sky Sama bans Twin Star's Blood and Haven. So double Blood is out. And
I think this is interesting because that means that we may get to see Sky Sama's Runecraft deck that we talked about a little bit. The more interesting one, the neutral package.
fairly new, kind of expensive too, but hopefully we get to see more of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Getting ready.
yep, we're getting ready. So we're gonna go ahead and get Sky Sama to make the room. It's already added me, so yay for pre-plans.
You're already his friend.
Yeah.
The best friends. You're not friends until you add each other on Shadowverse.
Meanwhile, while we're at it,
You're gonna buy some packs
why not? I have any. I was just
on
kidding.
stream?
I was
Oh,
just
you
kidding.
have no packs. You
I have no
poor
packs.
person.
It's only a C3 account. Leave it alone.
Hey, C3 is the first two letters to PO. I don't know where's that's going.
I don't know what's going down.
C3 is the highest rank I ever achieved.
Right.
I'm sure many people actually think that's true.
Alright. Let's see. We are going to Sky Sama's room. So, what are your predictions for their startups?
I think my heart tells me that Sky Sama is going to start with Rune. Just because I want Sky Sama to start with Rune.
Okay.
Please. Please start with Runecraft. And I think Dragoncraft is going to be the go-to for Twin Star. Wait, was Dragoncraft banned? It was
No.
Blood and Haven, right?
Yeah, Blood and Haven.
Okay, so it's going to be Rune.
So double runes on both sides?
Oh, no, sorry. Rune and Haven.
Oh,
Twin
Rune.
Star is going to be play Haven,
Okay.
and Sky Sama is going to play Rune.
No, his Haven is banned. Twin Stars.
Twin Star's Haven is banned?
Yeah, Twin Stars is Blood
that's
and
right.
Haven is banned.
Blood
and
Haven,
then,
Blood Haven. Okay.
Sky Sama's is Blood and Dragon banned.
Oh, wow. I literally said wrong things like 4 times in a row. I meant Dragoncraft from Twin Star is going to be the first one. And then Runecraft for Sky Sama is going to be the first one. It is too early in the morning, Mindy. It's only 12 p.m.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
right.
not
you're in
supposed to be
California.
awake.
That's right, you're in California.
It's only noontime. I'm not supposed to be awake right now.
Oh, well, it's 3 o'clock here and I'm wide awake. Hey,
Oh boy.
Alright, so your prediction are Runecraft going on the Sky Sama, and then Twin Stars going with Dragon.
With Dragoncraft.
That is
And again,
actually
this
how I
is
set mine up.
with little to no justification. I have no actual tangible reason as to why, but that's going to be what I pick.
Okay. So my prediction here, if Sky Sama's way of playing, quite honestly, I think his Shadow might go out first. It's either that or his Haven. Those two are more likely. He's going. I think his Runecraft will be a toss-up. Well, his Shadow should be the toss-up, so that should go first. Followed by Haven and then Rune going last. As for Twin Stars, he is more likely to start off with his Dragon than his Forest, unless he's feeling really confident with it. We don't know.
Possibly. You're just waiting for Twin Stars to jump in, and then we'll be good to go. We're on our way to what, our 4th match today? I've lost count.
Yep,
How many matches have we watched?
And then we got one more and we're out. Oh, this is the 3rd. Yeah, this is the 3rd match.
3rd, 1, 2, 3. No, it's the 4th.
It's the 4th?
So we did
Oh, yeah,
Gomazur,
right. Wait,
and then
we
we
started
did
at 12.
Noah Lulu, Gigertong, and
So-
Sky Sama and Twin Star. Feels like a long day, man. We had a lot of matches.
Yeah, 8 matches.
Or a lot of games.
It's 8 matches total.
Yep.
So, Sky Sama versus Twin Stars. They are up next, and they can start. Hopefully they get my...
Oh, they're both using that Grandmaster title. Look at
all
them.
the Grandmasters.
What is that portrait? Is that one of the twin archers?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Sick. All right, we're jumping into it. We're in the cathedral. It's gonna be Dragon and Rune. Wow, look at that.
Cool.
I guess
We
you're
won.
looking for a fight.
Good job.
That's awesome.
Bow
Wait, didn't you
before
say the
Dark
same thing as well?
Dragoon.
No, I said
Ruler of the
Shadow.
skies.
Oh, dang.
Shadow and Dragon, not Rune.
I thought we were gonna stand united.
I'm sorry. I was just kidding.
I can't believe you've done this.
So,
I like that video.
which of the suites, what do you do in your shiny?
Which of the suites? Now that was one of the big things in that neutral package that really stood out to me. And which of the suites says it's a 2/2 fanfare, draw a card if the number of neutral cards in your hand equals or exceeds the number of Runecraft cards in your hand. So basically it gives you more card draw, and because you are running a neutral deck, you're probably just gonna draw like crazy.
Yep.
Pretty
Wow,
cool.
look at this curve. That's scary.
Jerry's feeling hungry.
Got the Goblin Leader.
So
The
this
Japanese
is,
voice for the Goblin Leader is very grating.
this is seemingly very mid-rangey right now. It's a lot of Alice and, well, not a lot of, but Alice and Hector coming in very soon.
Dragoncraft needs to play something.
Yep.
He needs to. Actually, it's pretty tough because he can't even... this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt! I don't see a good way of him removing any of these things on the board, and Alice comes down, wandering around, pretending like she's... Okay, yep, that's not gonna help.
Yep.
Oh, God. Thank God for that. But still.
That is still Alice coming
Lands
in.
of
That's
Yep.
still
Lands of
Goblin
Wonders.
that's not dead.
And a double Hector as well gives you some element of, just consistency there.
Yeah. And for the folks who don't know, it does 3 damage to an enemy if you have at least 3 neutral cards in your hand, and then 4, and we do see 3 if it counts itself.
It will not count itself, so he needs to draw into a second one, but
Okay.
I mean the likelihood of him
There's a lot more
drawing a
where
neutral
that
card
came
is
from.
incredibly high here.
As long as we've got each other. Let's
Alright,
play again.
we'll survive, but actually that's not the worst in the world. You're not gonna ramp. Okay, so he can activate Hector
Okay.
here if he wants.
These are my best work.
He's gonna go for card draw. Ooh, nice. That's gonna actually cancel out the ramp if he decides to use it.
Gotta sing again. You're done for.
I want to see a Unica.
Today's treat's coming right up.
You gotta see me dance. No, I don't, Unica. I really don't. I would prefer if I didn't. So, currently, 2 Runecraft cards in hand, 3 neutrals in hand. He's disallowed himself from activating Hector, but again, the likelihood of him drawing a neutral is incredibly high. And he still can play Witch of the Sweets to try to buff that chance up a little bit.
Yeah.
Good board state here for Runecraft, and Dragoncraft is just getting started. I really think 8 play points is really where Dragoncraft begins to really make something happen.
Yep.
Unless you have a bunch of Sibyls to start out, especially this new age version of Dragoncraft, I really feel like their early and even early mid has been pretty abysmal. So it's going to be Fervor, which leads me to disbelieve that there's anything super significant in his hand. It's just going to be Breath of the Salamander, and that's going to leave quite a few cards on the table here.
Yeah. Not a lot of options here now.
So he can actually face with Hector, because he's got Hector, Unica, and Dance of Death here. And so the Hector will do
Unica,
3.
And Dance of Death. Is that considered neutral?
Yeah.
At least 3.
Yep.
Oh.
It won't
Okay,
be
I
long
thought it meant
now.
Shadowverse too. Okay.
Yeah.
Treat's coming
So
right
it's
up.
actually very nice. I mean, Hector is a great just 5 for 5/5 with Ward and the ping for a condition that can be very easily met if your deck is tuned to that. And I think it's a great choice, because then your Mutagenic Bolt becomes all the more powerful, and especially against Dragoncraft, Mutagenic Bolt is a very, very important card.
Gets rid of all the testy Ouroboros. Make them cute rats. Burn
Not very
themselves.
cute. The flame rats are not very cute.
What are you talking about?
They are not very cute.
If they're not burnt up and stuff. Just kidding.
Gross. Gross. He's waiting a lot on his turn. He's thinking real hard. Go for it, my friend. There it is. And now, I mean, his board state is still quite incredible.
Yeah.
And right, I guess it's 5 for 4/4. I should correct myself. And it's only 5/5 with the Atlas.
Gee, what am I gonna do with this Bahamut here? Just gonna cough out Dance of Death, yeah.
Yep. Dance of Death, and he still has Mutagenic. He's looking to be in a real good spot. Oh my god, another Alice.
That Hector is just gonna get more powered up in the hand.
Yep, Hector is lethal here. Unless you heal.
Pretty sure you have plenty of heals.
Please heal.
Please, just play Sybil.
And that's interesting, right? Because right now Sybil is like, it is a great choice just because of the healing, but it's also not the most effective choice. You would have much rather had that Sybil in the 6-7 play point territory.
Right.
It just wasn't the case here for Twin Star.
Oh no. He's having a hard time. If only we can see what's behind all this. All these beautiful
He probably
things.
is deciding between a heal. He's probably deciding between something like a heal or a ward or something like that.
Yeah. If he doesn't have a heal, he'll ward. If he doesn't have, I mean, he would have immediately healed if he had it in hand. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And if he does any option that is not heal, he is dead. That is how this cookie is crumbling. You're dead. Oh no, Hector with the game-winning blow. And this, I mean, again, we talk about the neutral package, and there was some assistance here with the Witch of the Sweets, and I actually really like this Runecraft deck. I think it's pretty sick. There it is.
Pretty fun.
This victory is a testament to your
Up goes
strength.
the weasel.
This victory is a testament to your strength. Thank you, Forte.
So far, Sky Saga.
Very good win here. And of course, he got an incredible curve. I mean, he hit the 2, the 3, to the 4 with the Alice. And the Blazing Breath helped a little bit, but just incredible amounts of board presence, especially when you're playing Dragoncraft. If you hit that, if you're facing any kind of neutral deck and you get hit by that curve, what are you going to do? I mean, we saw him play the Ayala, right? And I think he maybe played the Dragon Oracle as well. It's like, that's not not good turn 2s and turn 3s against an Alice coming down the lane.
Alright, so now we have... See if he's gonna keep with this dragon. We're going to either see Shadow or Haven. Shadow, I think, might go out.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, maybe it's Haven if he decides to keep with the dragon.
Alright, we'll see.
Shadow, okay.
It's Shadow. Ooh, he's using Selwyn.
Mother, father, come on!
I'm always so surprised when
Corey
people
won't
use
escape
alternate
that
leaders that are
easy.
not Rowan or Forte. Rowan or Forte seems to be like the most popular swap.
Mhm.
Oh, I guess Urius and Vampy. Those
Yeah.
are pretty popular swaps as well.
Well, Selwyn's, I mean, he's a manly guy. Why wouldn't you want him?
He's a manly guy. He can't see out of one eye. And he pretends to be an archer. How are you an archer if you can't see out of one eye?
He's dominated on one eye. Come on, he's a sniper. You only need to use one eye.
Depth perception. Oh, I guess if you look down a scope, but even then, you don't put a scope on a bow. I don't know. He seems real sketchy to me. The kind of guy that I would not want to talk to for extended periods of time.
I mean, he does have a falcon to back up.
Yeah, the Falcon tells him where everything is.
Yeah. All right, it's an okay hand. Pretty interesting to see how this forest class switch up is going to happen.
Yeah, and this is the first forest deck that we see today, so
Works up to the bone!
I'm excited. It's a pretty good curve for Shadow so far. I just realized the synergy for Luriel and Shadow, where Luriel says they're working me to the bone, and Shadowcraft has a bunch of skeletons in it. I never realized. It's incredible.
Ooh.
Oh, he's got neutrals. That's a tell. He's got neutrals everywhere.
afraid.
I guess not that strong of a tell.
Yeah.
But it is interesting because Forestcraft does have that dynamic, at least traditional, or at least there are certain Forestcraft decks where it is important to know, like, okay, is Beauty and the Beast going to activate off this, right?
Right.
Or, like, is there opportunity for Hector to ping? When you place them in, like, the kind of tree and then you get that information. Like, for example, you'll know that you're playing into Twin Assault if that thing pops.
Yep.
Right? So there is some valuable information there. But we'll see. Oh, that guy is... That guy got buffed up. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw. He was
Yep.
like, he was like, you know what? Let me flex.
Let me
show
flex,
you.
yeah.
Let me show you my skeletal muscles. Not existent.
Yeah. That guy was... He was pumped up. He was ready to go. 2-2.
Hoorah!
Exactly.
Alright, so Twin Assault is out of the way. He's probably still has another one in hand, but I don't think he would want to pop the, this thing.
No guts,
Chimera.
Mhm.
glory.
Bone Chimera. There's Gruff, not going to be able to activate off of anything. And typically against Shadowcraft, there's not much to activate on. I guess the only thing is really Hector, which can be useful, but
Double dropped it. That'd be
there it is. Yeah.
Get that, 6. I do it. Yeah.
There it is. And he's got the Skull Beast. Still, I mean, I think at this point you kind of wanted to draw into something like a Cerberus or something like that.
Yep.
You know, just start bolstering your late game. The Immortal Thane is going to be interesting in this scenario. And I think until he builds up the Shadows, it's going to be the more appealing option in my mind. I don't... well, maybe. I mean, I can... He has a bunch of chumpy cards, but not really something like a Catacomb or something like that. So I don't know if he's going to be barreling into turn 7 with a bunch of ward presence,
On the warfield, a shining
which to
helmet.
me is a little less appealing, makes Hector a little less appealing. But rather, now we need to be clear, Hector as compared to Hector, because Twin Star just played Hector with the H. Cleared off a card. That's interesting that now we actually have to be a little more clear about that.
Yeah.
Things are killing
Thanks,
Stop
Psy
it.
Games, for that.
Who names these cards?
I don't know. I think they're pretty cool. Demon Lord Ector. It makes it sound like super cool.
Stop
Like he's
it.
some ancient thing. Which I guess he's headless, so I would not put mortality in his kind of line of work.
Right.
Alright, 7 play points here, and typically this is where you would expect to see something like Beauty of the Beast or some late game options coming out. Was this... did he wallet the... Is this the wallet forest?
Yes, this is the Wallet Forest.
Damn.
No, this is the one that runs 3 Beauty and the Beast.
3 Beauty of the Beast, 2 Ariads, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's it. The only other late game option he really has is Aaron, so...
The hunt has
Yep.
only begun.
I like how the Strix is like folding his arms. Oh, the evolved Strix. Look at that thing. 7/7. He's
Look
like...
at that Shadow 13.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, you can even get more shadows. No, I'm pretty sure you soul squash this for free. Or no, I guess Demon Lord Ector.
This hit can't be taken.
Yeah,
Give me a
the
board.
Soul Squash doesn't give you like a great next play after that. It is efficient in the sense that you're taking down a 6 defense follower, but inefficient in the sense that the rest of the turn is kind of wasted. So, maintains as many cards on board, and I think that is by far the smart choice. And now Forest Craft is in trouble. Unless you got Twin Elf Assault like everywhere, you are in a
I
bad
won't
spot.
let you get away.
2, 4, 6, 7,
Wings are killing me.
plus the evolve is 9. If you roll into Ector, you're just gonna win. Oh wow! Look at that. He actually did have that clear.
I am the
Yep.
mad
Twin Alpha Soul.
cyclone.
But now that so here's a problem. Beauty and the Beast is your win condition. You need some way to actually refill cards in hand because you're relying on that.
Finally, a
Being
plan.
2 cards, you know that there's not 3 neutrals.
Right.
You know that the Beauty and the Beast can't even get that cards in hand buff up, so you're actually in a really tough spot. Where are you going to get your card draw from, too, right?
Ow. Stop it.
It's looking to be real bad for Forest Craft right now.
And no Beauty and the Beast in sight, and then... Well, how are you gonna get rid of this board? You just threw away all your answers.
I am the mad cyclone.
Hate to play Grimnir before turn 10.
Yeah, that's always
God's word.
made it so far, but had to play it 1 turn early. That's the heartbreaker. This is looking like classically the downfall of Forest, and why I think it's less consistent than the other options you can go for.
Nice marksmanship.
The King Zombie. I still don't understand why the Evolved Zombie just has stuff coming out of his eyes. Why does that happen?
Is that electricity? Is
I don't
it
know.
Supercharged zombie?
Supercharged zombies. How frightening. When normally they just kind of lumber around, the supercharged zombies run real fast. Alright, so I believe it is 2-0 now. Yep, for Sky-sama. Possibly the last match, you're right. And I think
Points.
Sky-sama is really flexing right now, demonstrating why he is the
Number
top 4 points earner. Yeah, exactly.
I have the better luck.
You have the better line. Alright, he's gonna go Forest
Is
again.
fighting and
And we'll
despair
see. I
all
mean,
you
Forest is
know?
definitely very mid-range in
My
the
quarry won't
stance.
escape that easy.
For those exact reasons we saw in the last game. You know, once you start running out of card options, how do you refill your hand? That's why things like Gourmet Emperor and things like Goblin Mage are so important, because you maintain that cards in hand. I mean, you're not necessarily generating. The Gourmet Emperor kind of does, but at least you're kind of, with each turn as you card draw, you're kind of building up your cards in hand as well as providing yourself more neutrals. And
Let the people rejoice.
yeah,
Okay.
that's a...
That's a double ages. At least he got the princess, so that's actually good because the next turn we have a heavy.
Crystals of snow shimmer in the night.
Snow White.
What the?
If you guys went to Anime Expo, you would have gotten some card packs that had cards like Snow
Why
White in
could
there.
you mail it to me?
I don't have any of them either. I believe it was like Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, Phantom Cat, Blizzardus,
All right. Crystals of snow shimmer in the night.
a few others. That's kind of an awkward spot. Okay, well, he's gonna ping. Won't be able to get rid of the Snow White outright, so that means that the Angel of the Word could end up just dying, unless you wanna, I mean, play the Heavenly Hound.
I would
do
Heavenly Hound there and then trade.
Yep.
So
Yep, you should definitely do that.
But then it probably gets killed by an answer. Easy answer. Lately, no one runs Ancient Elf anymore.
Yeah, that's really interesting too. That bounce. I mean, I think, you know, Ancient Elf could be really important because you get it on turn 3, so it could mitigate a lot of that turn 4 pressure.
Yep.
But having to rebuild your entire board can be kind of tough.
Yeah.
But it does go with that theme that we were talking about of like keeping cards in hand too. Ancient Elf can really help with that.
Right.
It is just another Forest Craft card though, so the more Forest Craft cards you put into your deck, the more you dilute that neutral synergy, which means that there could be a situation where you're sitting there with a Twin Assault that does nothing, or like a Beauty and the Beast that can't activate. Double Heavenly Hound. Yeah. That hurts. Turn 4 nothing. But that does clue us off. I mean, there's not that many expensive cards he has in hand. It does clue us off that he probably has a strong turn 6-7.
Show that off with the Twin Assaults too. Prepared for that. It was like, you know what? I don't think it matters on turn 4 what I play.
There it is. So it's really important here. I think the reality of it is Beauty and the Beast just gets dunked by Aegis. 10 defense is exactly what is required for an evolved Aegis to kind of take it out. But it's also only 6 play points for the Havencraft player, right? So it's like you're gonna have to deal with this thing for a long time. For example, if you have something like an area right now, this Beauty and the Beast is gonna have a field day.
On the warfield,
Oh god, the Hector.
Ugh.
Yep.
That Mr. Creek doesn't get rid of the knife.
Beauty and the Beast. Yep.
I won't let you
This
get
is
away.
a really strong situation now for the Forestcraft player. Now he's running 2x of RES, so it could just be the end of the match here.
Yep.
I mean, on the next turn. Even if you play something like a ward.
Wow.
You can't play Themis. You have to heal.
So basically,
you have to evolve.
this is like a secondary Aegis deck.
Yep. It's a Aegis on 6. It's a mini Aegis on 6. Now you can throw cards into it to trade, and that's why typically using Beauty and the Beast, you have to kind of watch out for evolve orbs, because evolving into the Beauty and the Beast is the best way to kind of deal with it. There it is. Nice. Angel of the Word. A really good cleanup there on the Forestcraft deck. And this is looking much better of a curve and a much better hand for the Forestcraft player here.
Yeah.
That just goes to show that it's very likely that the Beauty and the Beast survives, and if it does survive, there's so many threats and dangers that you have to face. The Hector will continue to protect it, and again, the best way to protect your Beauty and the Beast is to throw cards in front of it that requires the followers to swing in, right? You have to first kill the Hector, then you have to have a card that can kill the Beauty and the Beast, and that oftentimes is just not the case when you set up that scenario. So
Seems like you played that deck a lot.
I played the deck way too much, but it's not the deck anymore. It's Runecraft versus Havencraft. And I am a diehard Forestcraft fan, so it's always really interesting to me when the Forestcraft deck comes up. But Aegis, or rather, yeah, Aegis gets a second chance here. Sky Sama, I believe, is, I guess the scoreline is 2-1?
Yep.
1-1?
2-1.
2-1.
So Twin starts at 1 point and Sky Sama at 2.
Crystals of snow.
Now we get to
shimmer
see
in the
Haven,
night.
which we saw had a D shift. No, this is the D shift with the neutral.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, with the
necklace.
Dread.
Yeah.
Queen of the Dread Sea at the end of it. So, and this is actually going to be a really interesting game as well.
So who will win, the Aegis or
Unbelievable!
this mysterious burn deck?
Mysterious bird deck. Teachings of creation. All right, we'll see. And I mean, I think Queen of the Dread Sea if you get to that point, can be really deadly against this Havencraft list. It all depends on if the Havencraft list can hit the Heavenly Aegis on time.
Right.
I think having the 2 curates there will definitely tide over that situation. And so I think you're feeling pretty comfortable with this hand, right? You got 2 Tribunals, you have the Radiance Angel for some healing, and then you've got Curate for just like a good play point 7 option.
Yep. I don't know. What do Runecraft play on 4 drops nowadays? I think it's just a bunch of 2 buffs. Yeah, Freshman Lou. Spell Boost? Is that a D shift? Is that why you play the Freshman Lou to get the D shift that early in the game?
Is it the only spell boost card that he has?
It would make sense. It's either that or he's running Fate's Hand, but he's running hard draws amulets, so I don't think it's necessary to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
You're done for.
Alright, then Lou gets evolved.
All right.
I wonder,
This doesn't
you
smell
really,
like
I guess, prioritize trying to get rid of this Snow White. Doesn't immediately feel like the best option, but I don't really know what he has in hand.
Lost in wayward ones.
Snow White can be a very problematic card. It's a sticky
The
card.
real battle
essentially.
begins.
You're gonna have to get rid of it eventually, so I suppose getting started on it is fine.
Unbelievable.
But still gets that 2 damage swing. And you're down an Evolution Orb, and you have to deal with a Radiance Angel that's evolved as well.
It won't be long now.
Finally, it feels like we
It's
haven't
just
seen
like
a
back in
time
the old
born
days.
Mage Levy in a while that's activated.
The darkness.
The winter ends.
Turn 6 doesn't look much for Sky Sama. Just a 7-stick create. More likely just to play out another Radiance Angel just to keep drawing into his Aegis.
Mm-hmm.
Not much great plays around here. Or
Yep.
All tuckered out.
Tribunal will get rid of that. Has Themis in the pocket.
Yep.
And, as much as you can save the Themis would be nice, because then eventually when you get to that Aegis, as we saw earlier today, that Aegis-Themis combo can be incredibly devastating.
Yeah.
Basically eliminating any option you have to defend against Aegis, right? Because Ward is really your best option to stop it, and if Themis just gets rid of all the followers there, you just get a clear shot.
March and Beast Call is pretty good here. Unless he decides to evolve the...
Yeah, I would try to save the Evolve Orbs, especially since you only have 1 more. He's gonna do it. Try to tide himself over. Doesn't have Aegis in hand quite yet. Tin Soldier does get quite good value off of it, so...
I'm finding it funny that Haven is just chipping away at this Runecraft and hasn't really done anything for the past 5 turns.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what ends up happening when you're going first in this game. And I think overall in terms of stats, that going first essentially makes you the winner.
Is definitely favored towards first place. I think since Tempest of the God as well, with mid-range Shadow being so prominent and Ramp Dragon as well. I mean, those 2 decks are really well suited to go first. Mid-range Shadow quite a bit more than Ramp Dragon, but I think that's been kind of the trend for a while now.
It used to be that going second 3 expansion ago was considered the best thing to do.
There was a lot of like combo play and evolve synergy kind of built in as well. So now like board control is so valuable with things that can buff up your board, things like Alice, things like Hector. Ooh, the Calamitous Curse Spanish.
That's usually not often played in this current meta. Don't need to play a Curate just yet. Technically, you don't really have to play anything. Radiance Angel to draw, maybe. This Runecraft, what are you doing with 8 cards in hand? Why are you not playing out
Lost in wayward ones.
what do I do with all these cards?
There it is, the Aegis. Comes right on time. The last turn, too, before the play point. So he's going to get the earliest possible Aegis he could. And that's going to be really tough. He doesn't have Evolve Orbs anymore, but I don't think he's too super worried about that.
Fighting is so cruel.
Sahak. And we'll get to see what neutral card he has. It's going to be Lucifer.
The dark glory.
So it seems like he has this neutral setup for the late game in his hand. Maybe that's why he's playing so slowly.
And I wonder if Dread Sea is waiting here. Even so, I guess he'll survive the first Aegis swing. But since he's going second, he won't get 10 play points until the next turn.
Fighting is so sorrowful.
Isafil helps, but there's nothing really to swing on.
Tribunals is a super easy answer here.
Sorrow is
Goes for the
so-
sevenses.
Not here.
Swings for 8. Alright.
Evil deeds end now.
We have 1 turn left here at 10 play points. What could it be?
Shall I grant
There's the
you
Dread
fresh
Sea.
dreams?
Oh my god. Reggie!
I don't know what to believe anymore.
I don't know what to believe. What is the last card? Oh
God, that's 20 HP! No!
Oh my god! This guy just straight style.
way!
Oh my god!
28!
Oh my god! You just got
Madman.
destroyed by the wobble column of the century. Oh, Jesus!
The Madman! I forgot
Oh
about that
my
card.
God.
That's a one of. Lou
The
actually
D-shift,
picked,
and that was the loot, right?
Lou picked it up.
You
Oh
just
my
was
God.
just waiting for that, and there was no way out of it. I mean, that was the quickest you could swing with the Aegis. The little bit of healing too. Even if he had an evolve on the Aegis, just simply incredible. And I wonder if it would have benefited Sky Sama to play an earlier board to try to swing a bit more health, so that when he did get to the Aegis, he could survive. But
Fighting and despair
that
all
was-
you know?
That was pretty
Oh
insane.
my
Bow before Dark
God.
Dragoon.
the
Uh,
combo of
Disguise.
having the Lucifer and the zero cost D shift. God, that was sick. And he had the Evolve Orb too. Everything about that situation was just perfect.
Yep.
Shifted Lucifer into the aggressive state, had the extra turn. God, that was cool.
That was. It makes me actually want to play that deck. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
The
we've
thing
seen
is-
two very interesting rune decks so far.
Yeah.
One by Sky Sama, then one by Twin Star.
Yep.
But wow,
Hear the dragons roar.
2 and 2. This is the closest match we've had today,
Yeah.
and probably the one with the most flavorful decks.
Crystals of snow shimmer.
Out of all the ones that we've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Some
keep
pretty good
relying
stuff.
on you, dragon.
The early game seemingly quite okay here for Dragoncraft, but he's about to get the Isla banished out.
Yep.
Which is always such a buzzkill.
I can't keep relying on you, dragon. Stop!
Actually doesn't. So a second Isla is played after that,
Your evil deeds end now.
and then it gets cudgel.
You're done for.
Oh, I'm so
See
sorry.
your weakness.
Oh man, no ramp for you.
Yep,
to
and
do
Snow
one
White
more
gets a second point of damage.
Yep.
The most damaging Snow White we've seen so far.
Lewis water.
Sybil of the Waterworm. And this is always a good sign for Dragoncraft. Going first, getting Sybil,
There's a lot more where that came
it's always a good moment. Won't quite get the healing
The
here.
world blue.
Essentially, a lot of
What in the?
Dragon would rather play it when they have 6 play points, anyways. But this is
Yeah.
more of like, hey, I gotta put something down now.
Yep, Snow White has been chipping away, and now Snow White's gonna take care of your Sybil. Look at that value off that 2 play point card. And gonna give the Heavenly Hound. Yep. That
All for
synergy
free.
never ceases to amaze me.
All must come to an end.
All for free.
Dragon Oracle up to 8 now. Has a good amount of cards in hand. But you always have to be worried Because if you can't close it out, then Aegis starts becoming a thing.
Yep.
Really, what Twin Star wants to do is try to get himself into a position where he can have threaten enough damage that Aegis is not an option to drop. But with 2 Evolve Orbs, maybe. We'll have to see how much pressure can be generated in these next 2 turns here.
5 play points left. Thinking really hard here to get rid of maybe the Doge or maybe the next turn. He might have to prepare for Heavenly Aegis. He doesn't know what he has in his hand, but we can tell that he should be getting ready or prepped up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this list Australia ran 1 Dread Sea, I believe. Twin, for you with that.
I am the Mad Cyclone!
The option is Grimner. That's interesting.
Deciding not to save it. Yeah, so he does run 1 Queen Dread Sea with a Genesis Dragon. And two Polyphonic Roar. The Polyphonic Roar could actually help him win here, so that's probably why he played the Grimnir, so that he doesn't get any more chip damage in for when he plays Polyphonic Roar.
Let us conclude.
Tin Soldier again.
Though I have to say, playing Poly here would be pretty dangerous. So he only has 1 conflagration left.
Yep. 7 play points down, nothing to clear on board. 2 Themises. Judge of Retribution and Priest of the Cudgel is going to provide more than enough opportunity for the Havencraft player to make it to the Heavenly Aegis. And I think the goal here is to try to, if Ouroboros ever becomes a thing, make sure he has banish options to take care of it, because he has more than enough destroy removal.
He could start saving that Nissan turn 8, so that it prevents him the next turn from playing anything too crazy. But that's if he doesn't play the Queen here. He plays Poly. Oh, no, I was just kidding. I lied. Sorry. I was just kidding.
Oh my god. Yeah, he ramped himself up to 10. He's committing. Zeus will be the neutral. What is the Dragoncraft? It's the Ouroboros.
No!
Well, there's no D shift here, so
Ready to witness my true strength?
I mean, this is good. Heaven's Decree, so he gets to heal the dragons for free. Nothing can get rid of that 7-12, that's for sure. So
yeah, I think do it.
March with the pride of the Red
Nice.
Branch.
Alright, Evolve Orbs are down too for the Dragoncraft players, so that's going to provide actually a good opportunity for Sky Summon to try to make a play here. 8 defense or 8 health is not a lot. 8 defense is definitely not a lot. And we know that storm options are available. I can't remember if this is a list that has Genesis Dragon in it as well, but we'll
It
be
does.
1 damage off. I mean, Noise is gonna help Nausea,
Genesis Dragon
Night,
can't do 7 damage anyways.
yeah, because it'll be blocked by the thing. So just takes 3 from Ouroboros. And now I think Aegis Evolve. Well, you don't really want to keep sending that Ouroboros back, because then it can continue to ping for 3, and that could be really dangerous.
Yeah.
But at the same time, at 5 already, you're probably going to get stormed down by whatever he has in hand.
I think,
So almost, I guess, maybe Grimner?
yeah, that's what I'm
Broken,
saying.
but
I think
unbound.
Grimner banish.
I am the Mad Cyclone.
Yep.
That's good. He got rid of the answer.
Ow!
Tin Soldier still there.
Hey!
More Themises.
Number 3.
It is also interesting as well, like, as you get more Aegises, it becomes less and less likely that Bahamut can ever attack. Which is real tragic for the Great Dragon. Look at that. Balanced matchup. Alright.
Man.
If there's Storm here, that's going to be the real difference. He passes!
He doesn't have it. Oh no. This is...
And he puts up the ward. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What do you have in your two hands that isn't a win?
Oh no! Oh my god! It's 1 health away!
Stop! Stop!
He just drew Grimnir.
And then the Themis will close it out here.
You must forgive me.
Oh
You
my
must forgive
god!
me. I
And the
admit
banish was
defeat.
absolutely the right play. I mean, could you imagine if Ouroboros had come down on that one skipped turn? It would have been over, and Sky Sama just barely eking it out. 3-2 will move on to the round of 16. Oh, man. Oh, man. What a game. What a series. Sky Sama over Twin Star, and Twin Star really came back in a very strong fashion there. Both the Forest Craft deck and the Runecraft deck showing off some cool synergies there.
That was a really close match between these two. That's for sure. Alright, so that was Sky Sama versus Twin Star. Very close match. The score is 3-2. So he's done for the day. And now, what is our next following match? So 4:15, we have your main, your boy, this Potwasher versus ExG Asia, the kings of Forestcraft that are not playing Forest.
Yep. Well, we saw Forest win one today, so I'm satisfied.
Yep.
Saw it win one today.
Now I have to remember what the first match, because we actually see all 5 matches and have to report these scores. So what was the first match we saw?
3-0. First match, Gamzazur was 3-0.
No, with Sky Sama and Twin
Sky
Star.
Sama. The first match was Rune against Dragon. Sky Sama's
Sama.
Rune won.
Yep.
And then Sky Sama's Shadow won against Forest, I
Forest,
believe. And then Twin
Haven.
Star's Forest won against Haven. And then Sky Sama's Haven won against Twin Star's Dragon.
Well, he won one more. Twin Star won twice, so he won with Forest once. So what was his second win?
Twin Star's second win?
Yeah.
Twin Star's second one was the Runecraft Dreadsea.
Oh,
Queen
right.
of the Dreadsea.
Right.
Yep.
And then we got Haven versus Dragon. And then
Yep.
his
Haven versus
won.
Dragon. Yep.
I keep saying Dragon can win this matchup, and then I get proven wrong way too many times. So I'm just gonna say Haven should be able to win this.
The first, I mean, when in Tempest of the Gods, when both were first kind of highly discussed, people said that Heavenly Aegis was kind of the biggest thing to use against Dragoncraft just because of that late game strength that it had.
Yeah.
And I think in Tempest of the Gods, it was actually, at least in my recollection in NG, we didn't see a lot of Havencraft, but typically Dragoncraft would win out.
Yep.
A lot of the Japanese players were using Havencraft, Haven Aegis, with Darkshan, and they were using that to great success, but we just didn't really get to see that a lot in the Western scene.
Right.
I think now we're seeing a lot more Havencraft being successful over Dragoncraft, which is kind of what we assumed would be the case, but
Yep.
I still think there's opportunity for back and forth. It's not the worst situation. It's not necessarily good, but...
Alright, hold on. Alright. So, next match.
Next match. So I think,
Yeah,
I
Pot Washer and
believe we will
Essia,
be, yep, going down to Pot Washer and Essia. Disastra.
Used to be Crimson Fencer Pot Washer,
Yep.
now it's Disastra Pot Washer.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I think this is the first time that both of them might have actually played against each other, so interesting. I
Let's take a
always
look
wanted
at-
to see who would win between Essia versus Pot Washer, so I'm actually quite excited for this match.
Time for some answers. Let's take a look at some of Pot Washer's decks here. Havencraft. It looks like Pot Washer for Dragoncraft. Queen of the Dread Sea. Got to see some cool things with that today.
Yep.
The Bloodcraft deck will just be a Spawn of the Abyss. No Phantom Cat at all.
Okay.
The Shadowcraft deck, mid-range Shadow, got 1x Phantom Howl. Pretty standard for a mid-range Shadow. The Runecraft is going to be Taboos, 1x Twin Guardians. And then, yeah, looks like a typical Dirt, got Wizardess there. And then Havencraft has Darkjan, Heavenly Aegis. This looks like more similar to a Tempest of Gods, but of course got the Snow White and the Tin Soldier. So pretty standard.
And so for Essia, what we have here is, for his Bloodcraft, it's hybrid with Phantom Cat and Spawn of the Abyss as a 2 of, and Phantom Cat at 3. He runs a Hector, so leaning towards more Phantom Cat. It's more of an aggressive side too, because he also runs 3 Goblin and 2 Wise Men. Interestingly, yeah, so very seemingly aggressive deck. Next up is his Haven, and this list is a Haven list, Aegis. Typical, yeah. This is the regular good old Demonstrate Curate Haven list. Nothing special there. Shadowcraft looks like to be mid-range with Serb and Phantom Howl as a one of. Oh, are we repeating the same thing?
I just did for I did it for Pot Washer.
They're running the same list, almost.
There it is. I think that's not really.
Dragoncraft, Bahamut with Polyphonic Roar, Israfil, 1 or
It doesn't have Dread Sea.
No, it does not have Dread
So
Sea. Yep.
that's the big difference there.
And he also
And then
runs
Forestcraft.
Cool. So this is more geared towards Polyphonic Roar to get the aerial to come in quicker. So that's not something we've seen just yet. A more traditional polyphonic deck. And then he actually plays Forest. Wow. Essia bringing Forest with his own combo style. Combo Forest.
Yep. Combo Forest. Which I still think, this is a special one because it's got into Looking Glass. So there is opportunities to use some neutral synergies there.
How would you use Wood of the Brambles?
That's a good question. Wood of the Brambles is good for kind of board flooding. Just because you can actually build up such a strong kind of lineup of followers with that constant pinging of that 1 damage. But not something I would necessarily be convinced was like a must-have at all.
Alright, so we got the bans in. We got Pot Washer banning out Essia's Blood and Dragon. We're going to be seeing Pot Washer as the perspective here. So, bans here is Blood and Dragon. And then for Asia, he banned Potwasher's Blood and Dragon. So double blood, double dragons. And that seems to be going to be a theme here.
Mm-hmm. Double blood, double dragon.
So the only thing remaining on the both side is that we're going to be seeing Forest for Asia, Dragon. Oh, no dragon, sorry. Haven. And Shadow.
Forest, dragon, shadow. I want Forest to go first.
Yep. That's what I think so too. And then we have Runecraft. I didn't go Runecraft, interesting. And then, let's see, Shadow. And then Haven.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, their matches are a little bit early, but we can talk about how the coming of Potwasher and Asia. So, little thing of note with Asia, he is from New Caledonia, which is I wouldn't say it's a country of its own, but it was conquered by the French, so it's part of the EU. But let's see, he's won 2 times in the he's 2-time top 4 in the C/OCE, second place in NGE EU qualifiers, and second place NGE EU qualifier number 1. Okay, he worded that kind of weird. And top 20 ladder in season 9. Wow.
Yeah.
He thinks that he's probably the only Shadowverse player in his country, in New Caledonia. It's a very small island, last I checked.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Yep. And that is basically generally about it. He doesn't have a social media or anything. And next up we have Potwasher, United States. Let's see here. He has a Google Doc. His achievements that's notable. He used to play in Hearthstone competitively, so that explains where his skills are coming from. He also plays other puzzle strategy games, played dungeon puzzles and dragon and puzzle dragons.
Puzzles and Dragons.
I don't know that game.
Yep, very popular.
Second place ExG challenge number 5. First place in tournament number 8. Second place in Shadow Nexus Tempest of the Gods release. Second place in NGE NA Open Week number 1. Top 8 NGE NA Open Week number 5. Second place in tournament ExG tournament number 17. Top 4 NGE NA Open Week number 9. First place CTL with Deviate and Noir. NGE NA Open Season 1 finalist. And then he's qualified for the Grand Finals. So he's qualified in everything. This man is overqualified.
He competes. Potwasher is he competes.
Yep. So Disastra is definitely a very strong team, along with Mana Surge and ExG. Not a lot of players from Shadow Nexus joining the tournament here, but I think a couple of them tried to pop up here and there. But aside from that, that's generally it from what I have for Potwasher and for Asia.
I'm excited to see them compete. If there's any history between the two or any curiosities of how this match would turn out.
Yeah. I know that both of them are very strong Force players. they both explained that they do love Forest. Unfortunately, Potwasher didn't bring his Forest, but Asiya did.
So sad.
So maybe Asiya can show him a thing or two how Forest is actually played. Haha, haha. Just kidding.
We will see. Asiya from ExG. I'm gonna look at their points here a little bit. Asiya is not quite as high up there.
No, he's taken a break here and there before. But he's mainly trying to play in the C/OCE more so than NAEU. Meanwhile, Potwasher is more dedicated to trying to do both. No life his way through the tournaments.
Yeah, Potwasher is going to be 12, and I don't think Asiya is in the top 32 at all.
There's actually a joke I want to try to see to do if he wins.
Oh man.
Hopefully the spectator client pops up. If not, hopefully it'll pop up tomorrow. In any case...
Alright, just waiting for the next match to be set up.
Yep.
And I believe this match will be the last one with us kind of behind the commentary desk, so to speak.
Alright, I think I got the room. Or wait, maybe I'm just waiting for him to add me as a friend.
Who else is coming up today to do commentary?
So right after this, we will be switching casters with Cure Mango and Solcer. And
Great.
Solcer is a experience in casting in the Pokemon League tournaments, amongst other card games as well. We have Cure Mango, who has won the first NGE, also qualified. So yeah, some pretty good stuff.
Exciting. Looking forward to that.
Alright, so we got here it is, this Potwasher versus ExG. Starting the match roughly 6 minutes early. Doing pretty good on time. I thought it was going to be late all the time, to be honest.
We got a bunch of 3-0s, so
That's probably it.
that certainly helps. I mean, the first 3-2 we saw was just this last match. But Potwasher vs. Asiya. Another Twin Assault portrait.
Right.
Uh-oh, I see a disparity between the ranks here.
One is heavier, and yeah, Asiya is a heavy grinder in the ranking. Not so much for Potwasher.
Grandmaster. I mean, at some point, having scrimmages and set up matches rather than ladder, if you have the opportunity to do so, would be really helpful. And I mean, Disaster or previously CF Crimson Fencers, they're probably a pretty tight-knit community. I'd imagine that they have a lot of opportunities to practice and play against each other.
Alright, so my prediction for this match, honestly, it's very tough. I think Asiya would probably start with his fours for sure, but his as for Potwasher, I think it's either a toss-up between his Rune and his Shadow. I think Shadow more likely. than it is Rune. Usually with Haven is the counter deck. They don't normally play it first unless they know easily that they can counter. Haven is usually the counter deck, so far, from what it seems to be. And then Shadow is just a toss-up because it's a mid-range, it's a well-rounded deck class, or archetype right now. Then Runecraft is, you know, it's like, it can be both.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my nose.
Got the snifflies.
Yeah, it's agitating a little bit.
It's we've been at it for a while now. It's a whole day here.
It is.
And now it's before it was too early for me to be awake. Now it's about nap time. I'm about ready for it.
You just woke up an hour ago.
It's nap time now. I'm ready. I'm ready to go back to sleep. And it's been a good tournament so far. Really interested to see how the round of 16 and beyond will play out. As the rounds get closer and closer, we're going to see more of these high points earners play against each other.
Yep.
That's going to be really interesting.
Now in the bracket, what remains after this is so the match before this too, against Sheepy versus this auto aim. Sheepy won that for the score of 3-1. Balaam versus Nathizzle, where Nathizzle almost won, but losing to Balaam by 3 points. And then Raven versus Sora.
Mother,
Wow,
father,
Sora
come
actually
on.
lost to Ravens, in which I
Is
thought
fighting and
Ravens
despair all you
would be
know?
the one to struggle.
Mhm.
Interesting. Then Dino T versus Rayquaza. Dino T wins a 3-0. So they're going to be playing Dino T versus DV8 will be happening tomorrow. That's an interesting match to watch for sure. Anyways, back to Potwatcher versus Asiya.
They've jumped in, and it's going to be Havencraft versus Rune.
So, I'm wrong all over the place today.
You're doing just okay.
Yeah, it's hard to determine because these three decks don't really. They're just whoever draws better.
Certainly is an important part of it.
Yep.
We've seen some large variety between games here,
They're so fresh!
based on kind of how the draw on the curve is.
Yep.
Crystals of snow shimmer in the
So
night.
Princess Snow is going to be not too difficult to get rid of. It'd be annoying enough. He does have a zombie party to get rid of it.
You could.
I'm not sure if you would want to soul conversion your Skull Beast here though. You don't have a lot of cards either, so.
No!
Okay.
Oh wait. Crystals of snow.
He actually just
shimmer
crashes
in the
into it.
night.
And we're gonna zombie party. And that's like kind of the. We've seen that interaction a few times here.
Yep.
Just get rid of that card. It's super sticky, so.
Definitely. Okay. Don't need to use any of those two, because that'd be kind of weird. Or maybe you can. I don't know. You play the Demon Eater and you get 2 draws, and maybe perhaps you can get a 2-drop creatures to play on top of it. Not if you want to take a risk.
Like food. Hey, why so angry?
Didn't get anything. So he downgraded.
No. It's still a slow
He's
conversion.
on reverse cycle right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now Haven, turn 4. It's either we are going to see the Cudgel or the Tipo.
just have 4 play points here. And currently the Shadowcraft board is not looking very threatening, and nothing really great on the horizon either.
Yeah, turn 4, nothing. Both players don't really have the greatest of all hands right now. I think the option is to simply soul conversion this if you want some answers. Yeah. Just build up your shadow so that you're prepared to play Demon Lord Hector. And then
2 skeletons and a not skeleton, all doing 1 damage, and so it seems like mostly Shadowcraft is maintaining its identity of just having chumpy dudes.
right.
And really, I guess, yeah, building shadows is really the name of the game here. Has a Phantom Howl, not the Cerberus though, but with 2 Death's Breath as well. There's different ways that Shadowcraft can spend its shadows,
Right.
and has a lot of flexibility in that. And I think it's very scary to be in this situation against Shadow, because when you have those options, it just takes you getting that one kind of supporting card that you need, and you can quite easily close out the match.
So this is
The real battle begins.
pretty interesting situation here.
I'm stuffed.
Alright. That's a 5/5. Death's Breath goes in here, and I mean, it brings out all the wards that he needs, so that's not too bad. He just has to trade into 2 of them though. Could play this Soul Squash, but that doesn't help either. He can play Undying. That puts it on 1 and you can trade it. But he doesn't really have much of a 4-drop for Necromancy. Definitely play Necromancer into a Soul Squasher. Fill out the board. I think Death's Breath is just a better answer here.
Yeah. I think Death's Breath will provide you a better board, which is kind of what you want at this stage of the game. We see ourselves again in that situation where it's like, you play the Soul Squasher, but then you really have to figure out some kind of creative. Oh, okay, so he's gonna play the Necro Assassin. Good. Okay.
Yeah. Soul Squasher. Oh, Lurking Corpse.
Yeah, well,
I
definitely
kinda
don't want to
skipped
play
over
the
that
Soul. Yeah. It's different, right? If you had played a Death's Breath, then you would have, I guess you don't want to play into the Themesis, so it would make sense that you would opt to go for this path instead. But I'm not sure. I mean, I think there is even a reason to just like pass this turn as well, right? Because now your Lurching Corpse might just get removed as well.
Yep.
So we'll see.
Interesting that he decided to Evo.
Yeah, just to
Lurking
keep that
Corpse.
Lurching Corpse there to prevent, I guess, the banish. But if it gets Themesis, then I mean, if there's no Themesis, this is actually a really big move here as well. If those 2 followers don't get removed, then it's actually an incredible amount of pressure you're playing into the Hector turn. So it is a risk, and technically, if you don't want to take the risk, you would play around that turn 6. But it's actually such a key turn, and there's no better turn than turn 6, right? There's no better opportunity. It's the least amount of draws. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
he might have a second one.
yeah. So that really sucks for the Shadowcraft player. But still more options.
Second Themis Decree? No? Into
It's
a
gonna come
third
soon.
Themis Decree back to back?
That's a lot of opportunities. I mean, you have so many Death's Breath that really kind of aids Hector Oh wow. Okay, that's pretty much the ideal situation for Havencraft right now.
Play another Death Breath with Little Soul Squasher. You
think
can't
it's okay to-
possibly have a third.
They're so fresh!
Third.
Yeah, third time's the charm. And 3, 2, 1. Themis. Nope. Doesn't have it.
Nope.
He thought hard about his last Themis drop.
He might end up doing it again. Because I'm pretty sure at one point he's going to be afraid of this Ector coming in. And this board is still threatening enough, so...
I mean, if you had it, you would use it, right? 4 cards on board is not okay.
Well, you
Against
wouldn't want to
Shadowcraft.
immediately use it just yet. You have to think that, okay, if I use Themis Decree here, can I get punished the next turn? Because I still have like 2 play points left over, and I play a 2 play point creature. What can still run me over? A Demon Lord Ector. Okay, so what can I play to play around this, save my last Themis Decree to get rid of their Demon Lord Ector, which is the turnaround there. 'Cause the next turn he would have the March Hare's tea time, but that gets popped, but it's okay. So that's the question. And if he's thinking about that play, see, then that means that he gets to save his demon, not demon, the March
You
Hare's.
should come
Tis-
on my
yeah.
adventure.
So he's
Should
thinking
come on
ahead
my
about
adventure.
1 turn here. But of course, that's the wrong answer. He should have saved that Themis, because now he's just going to play the Demon Lord Ector. So he has no Themis to
Yeah.
be afraid of.
I don't think there was a great choice. The Ector was going to come out anyways, and it's better to have the Ector come out without anything on board than it is to have it come
Yeah.
out with possibly the 4 cards on board.
Yeah.
So,
The issue is how he want to play around it. If he the question is, can I save this Themis Decree?
yeah.
Is there absolutely no way? Am I forced to play it here?
Yep. And he still has 2 evolution orbs as well. So I would imagine at some point he would have an answer that is not Themis's that can kind of control the
Yep.
board a little bit.
Like Cudgel would have been fine right here. And then he could take a little bit of damage, and then he can Themis Decree the next turn. But
You
looks
gonna
like he
mess
didn't
with
have that.
me?
Destiny calls.
I've got a tell on you. You gonna mess with me?
2 Lurking Corpse.
The Lurching Corpse. Alright, so the Tin Soldier pops now. Accompanied by the 9 play point turn. So there's a few different things that could happen here, and that is the one big thing.
And he's dead.
Let us conclude.
I was just getting
So he's gonna, yeah, he's gonna get some pressure here.
I'll live again.
There's not really a lot to clear. I mean, you have Phantom Hell Evolve, which is 9 or 7. Sorry.
Yep.
And Ector is not going to really be able to swing face. You can't clear the Aegis. The rush is not super valuable either. But you are at 20 health, and the Aegis is set up to do about 10 damage here at the most, so you do have 2 turns, which the game could end here, right? If you have to clear the board. Havencraft still has to clear the board once, so
Yep. Only he had that Mysterious. He could have a Grimir though.
that's true. The Grimner would be huge. Grimner would be gigantic here. Of course, we know Shadowcraft is that's actually it. end of the tank, right? Phantom Howl, Lurching Corpse. I mean, Phantom Howl Evolve is quite a bit of reach, but after that, those are the only 2 cards you have. Meanwhile, Havencraft is sitting at 7. I would have to imagine there's some kind of, you know, healing at least, or card evolve that you can do to help gain this board back and then have the Aegis close out the game for you.
Yep. What to do?
There it is. He's gonna be able to evolve the Tin Soldier for a little bit more. Oh, is he trying to pop it? Even then, that doesn't necessarily give him great value.
That one did have a decent work. So that means he
Yes.
live
You were
for
done
about,
for.
let's say, maybe 1 more turn. Let's see, 4, 5, 6. 7.
It all depends, right? Because let's see, 4, 7, 9. Well, he couldn't draw Cerberus. He couldn't draw Cerberus, play the Phantom Howl, and get both.
Yep.
So if he had this zombie swing face for +2, Howl Evolve is 7 is 9, Cerberus +1 would give you 11. So actually, yeah, if he top deck Cerberus, I think he could have won.
Want to play?
2, 4, 6. No, I think he might have been 1 short. 2, 4, 6,
No!
8, 10. Yeah, he would have been 1 short.
He's going for the home run. About 13 damage to face. Haven has to figure out how to get 7 more damage to kill him off.
Yeah. Now that Shadowcraft spent that evolve on that last turn, the Phantom Howl that would normally do 7 damage can't do that anymore. So if board gets cleared, then that's tough luck. Still, though, any arrival of Cerberus will be bad news bears.
Yep.
And you just have to be super careful about that. Any kind of healing right now, I could, out of 7 cards, you don't have a single self heal.
Where's my curate?
Something, right?
Right.
There
There's like
needs to
2
be
left.
something.
I think this list also run Frog Cleric as well. Or maybe I'm thinking
Possibly.
another.
It's entirely possible.
Like,
Frog
there's-
Cleric, Radiance Angel, Curate.
There's so many heals in this deck. How are you not? How are you still not healing?
Yeah, and it's definitely very needed here, at least to be safe. We'll be able to banish the 2 out, so there's no healing.
You better hope that Cerberus does not come out, right?
Oh, Cerberus!
No.
No, no!
That's game
I'm
over.
leaving.
Yeah, but that isn't that crazy. Like, the risk there, if that Cerberus dropped, that it would have been super rough.
Yeah.
Hot Washer loses the first game.
Funny story. Asia is the only player in our team that we did not recruit through like watching his performances through the tournament. We've recruited him because he was really good at ladder.
Oh, interesting.
And so this is, and then because of that, like we encouraged him to play in tournaments and doing pretty good. Or for what his record goes.
So 1 point to Essia, Potwasher down. And we'll have to see what Essia opts to use here for his second deck.
Let's see, more likely, maybe we'll get to see his forest. Maybe he plays his forest last with his shadow going the next.
There it is. Pixie Mischief. Alright.
Alright. Reverse match.
Is fighting and despair all you know?
So, Potwasher went with his Haven
Come
now.
on!
Shadow and Haven. Yeah, and having Potwasher kind of swap it up, I think, is
Pretty sure it's-
good if you're
yeah.
trying to get a particular matchup that you want.
He definitely took the risk there too, because he could have went with Forest.
They're so
I think Haven versus Force isn't that bad of a matchup either, especially combo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Grimnir.
He's gonna have Bone Chimera and Little Soul Squasher up, and nothing too particularly threatening yet.
Although Dogma would be pretty, not too bad. Get the trade in the 2-2, you have a 4-4 on board. And then you would have nothing that can go into it unless he decides to play Necro Assassin.
I am the Mad Cyclone!
Okay.
And this is a not bad situation. You throw the Bone Chimera in, you get 2 skeletons, and you're kind of fine with that. That lets you push past the Grimnir as well, which is typically a very uncomfortable card to try to get past at this stage in the game.
Ow!
And this Haven player is pretty much prepared for the next 3 turns. Or whatever Force is trying to dish out. Fortunately, no time is to creep in preparation for Demon Lord Ector. So... Wait, okay, so he passes. Get what he wants, I guess.
Mm-hmm. There's the pop.
You were done
Beast
for.
Call Arya. Going for some face damage with the Falcon. Nice, and that's a pretty good board state here for Paw Washer, and I think that it's gonna be tough for Estia to figure out. He's gonna need to use some kind of, I feel like some type of Lurching Corpse or Necro Assassin removal is your ideal choice in this situation.
You're breathing too loud.
Yep, lo and behold. Hit the Falcon, which was okay. I think probably the Tiger was the more valuable target.
Yep.
That or maybe the Hound, then you can evolve and choose to take down the other one. But definitely kind of somewhat the low roll there, I feel like.
Uh-oh. I see ya. Stay alive. Can't disconnect here. The ground rule still stays the same. If you DC, you lose. Don't do it.
Somebody save his internet.
Somebody send
Save
in
his internet.
BIOS in Caledonia.
I thought they were going to roll out their reconnect option.
They,
Was that ever a thing?
no, people still disconnect.
Reconnecting would be so useful.
Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
boy.
No, you can still reconnect. If you like disconnect and reconnect in time, then that's fine. But if you don't reconnect on time, you still, your game is gone.
Come on, make it back, SCA. I
Oh,
know you can.
he's
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Let's make the world
Saved.
brighter.
Ooh, man.
That was a close one. So, 4/4 Tiger left on board. Ooh, and a Dart John. On the next turn here, you can just banish out the Necro Assassin. But the Evolve Orb spent is not necessarily the greatest.
Yep. That was pretty good. Apparently his game just crashed and he came back just in time. That's pretty good. The reconnect thing. Barely saving a Sia from the loss of play. That'd be so weird. Alright, anyways, so Pretty easy answer. Yeah.
Tea time.
Tea time. I like my tea black.
Black tea?
The real battle
Black
begins.
tea. Earl Grey? Black tea.
Gray.
So
Yeah.
quiet.
Here it is. Nothing to hit with Rush, but still 4 damage to the face and 1 evolution orb remaining. Board control heavily in favor of Pot Washer, despite the fact that he went second against mid-range Shadow, which is not the best place to be in.
Mm.
This 6 play point turn as well is very important for mid-range Shadow. Because ideally, you'd like to set up a situation where your Ector can come down on 7 and still have a bunch of stuff to utilize, but instead he's going to have to use his Ector to catch up, which still, it's a great card. It's going to be able to do that, but you're going up against a Dark Jean turn. You're going to take an incredible amount of damage.
Destiny calls.
Like 4, 5, that's 9, and then you're going to get 4 more, 13, plus 2 more, 15 damage total if these cards survive.
Want to play?
No one escapes the wheel of destiny.
Nope. I just realized he has a Dark Jean here.
Yep,
That is
yep,
very
that's
strong
yeah,
at the moment.
that's what I was talking about. I mean, he was dead if he didn't clear out the Tin Soldier there,
Yeah.
or the Tiger. But now, not quite as dangerous, but still an incredible amount of damage, and it's going to wipe the board.
And that could possibly be 8 damage to the face. It's putting Asiya to 4. Hey, I'm secretly
False
not into
idols
this.
can't
I'm
save
just
our world.
mid-range.
This must be fate.
Mm-hmm.
Mid-range sometime.
Question is, do you evolve to try to get some extra damage to face here?
I think you could say
You also
that.
increase your Tiger's toughness to 4, which I don't know how valuable that is.
You're mean.
All right, 6 defense left, 6 health left.
Lethal, gotta clear up both.
I do think saving it would be smart because there's a potential that you could use a Tin Soldier to go for the killing blow.
Yep. 7 HP. Ector?
I'm leaving.
Okay. Didn't have the plays here.
Yep. And there it is. Pot Washer, I believe, is now 2-1.
2-1? No, 1-1.
No, 1-1.
Yeah.
1-1. Posture comes back, takes 1 there. And I think it was smart. He shifted over to his Havencraft deck and got some good board presence. I mean, that is actually fantastic of a situation, especially up against mid-range Shadow. I think that's a good win to have under your belt there.
So now we have both Haven winning, so we get to see either double shadows and then their optional cards or decks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what SCS is probably thinking. He's probably thinking either to bring his Forest instead of his Shadow, and then leaving his Shadow to play against his Runecraft.
Mm-hmm. Now it's going to be Rune in
I guess
Shadow.
you're looking for a fight.
And then we've seen Rune a
Mother,
few
father,
times
come
today.
on.
Mostly in the D-shift variant, but there were occasional differences here. This one, I think, is going to be Dirt with Wizardess, as I recall.
It is. So I think here, I don't get to see this matchup quite often either. I'm quite curious how this is going to turn out. My guessing is that Burn should win this if he manages to get the Magic Illusionist in, along with a couple of Earthrights.
Right.
Alright, so there's a Dwarf Alchemist there.
Yep. Between Illusionist, Alchemist, and Levi, you've got yourself pretty good turns. Ooh, and the Halo Golem will be really great as well. In fact, this is kind of a really ideal curve, I feel.
comes the Earth Essence to make Magic Illusionist quite difficult to get rid of. Now he can
The
just
sticky
go face.
illusionist.
Come gather round.
He goes face here. I think it's in a good spot because he's no matter what your opponent, you're gonna have to trade. You're trading into the dwarf anyways. So this is what I mean by when
I am the Mad
this
Cyclone.
class can win Shadow, mainly because of Magic Illusionist. If it's sticky on board, it's easy to get through.
Yep, the Halo Gom is going to be able to push past the ward. 2 damage to face here. Brings Shadow down to 16, and Pot Washer is looking pretty good. He's still got Evo Levi as well.
He's gonna have to try to get rid of both of these right now. That is going to be an issue. He allows Magic Illusion to come in and then having followed by with a bunch of more amulets in it. He doesn't know that, but 2 drop. So.
Marching Corpse.
That doesn't kill it though. Kaleidoscope. That's gonna help him.
Yep, he's going to bounce that away. He's got Master Mage. Yeah.
For days. Angel of the Ward and Evo the Illusionist will definitely do about 5. Putting him at 11. Creating a distance between. But he can definitely play the Time Worn and still do 5 damage.
Yeah. There's quite a few options here for Rune. Definitely not kind of... double Master Mage will help you get a lot of tempo here. But he doesn't really have Earth runes on the horizon here. Neither does he have any kind of real hefty late game option.
It's okay. We just burn him to death right
I'm just a mage
Yeah.
who's as old as dirt.
You're done for.
Hot Washer
It's
is
just
now
like back
on
in the
dry
old days.
cycle.
Oh god. Alright, too many Levi's here. He's got 3 different Levi's that could possibly be on board. And Shadowcraft once again finds itself in a position where, first of all, you're going second. Second, you don't have great board control. Of course, he has a few turns to get there. He really doesn't have that many shadows built up either. It's not looking that great.
Alright, so.
Destiny calls.
Oof, just the Erd there.
Oh no,
Who's
now
as
he
old
has
as
to get
dirt?
rid of that.
Yeah, he can evolve again.
No
And get
one
another Crimson
escapes
Sorcery.
the wheel of
I'm all tuckered
destiny.
out.
Yep. There it is. Erd will remain. Oof. I think Master Mage here is fine. We'll
Master
see.
Mage. Yeah, I think Master Mage is fine. I think Red Hot Ritual wouldn't be too bad with Angel of the Word. Gets a free ping, and you can Evo actually the Magic Illusionist if you want to. That way you can do 4 damage, gets to save with this.
Nice.
This must be
It won't be
fate.
long now.
That's the play I was thinking of. That way he can play
Figure
Master
out
Mage
my
Levy
tricks yet?
just to clear the board, if not, ping to phase 3. You can do it again the second time. But this might actually be game winning here.
You're breathing
Yeah,
too loud.
it's very likely. We'll see when it hits. Oh, oh boy.
Come gather round.
Want to play?
That's actually a very smart play here. Gets rid of
Yeah.
everything.
Make the world quieter.
Yep. That's a
Only
really
issue-
good clear here.
Only issue here now is Master Mage Levy can still ping. Oh no.
Witch's Cauldron
The
is gonna
name's
make
Levi,
Levy
don't forget.
really good. What a good draw too.
It's so
Witch's Cauldron
quiet.
is such a kind of big card in the expansion, I feel like. Just so efficient for getting that Earth Rune and having the draw as well, pulling up the two. Of course, you're kind of out of Earth Brights, but it's the idea of that card being able to draw.
Yeah.
She's doing so well here.
Well, this is
Now,
actually
no
good.
more Evos. Mhm.
Go ahead.
There's no more Evos here on the side of Runecraft. And the last three options, I mean, the Master Mage is going to be okay, but you're going to have trouble kind of removing the Ector. I don't know. I think you're still kind of waiting on a better draw coming up on your turn. I still think you're kind of relying on the card draws here. Ooh.
Is that enough? No.
Mm-mm.
He
A
doesn't
little
have
bit
to
too
do
expensive here. Yeah.
The name's Levi, don't forget.
You're mean.
Come gather round.
that. Oh no. Turn 9 is gonna be devastating with taboos. Play smart
He's
here.
at 1 health.
He's dead to everything.
Essia!
This hit can't be taken.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
You figured it out.
I'll show you.
Okay. 11 damage, putting him in 9.
Of your wretched faces.
Yeah, it's still very threatening here, but
Slipped up.
you know, I would be yeah, you really need direct. Okay.
Oh wait, he's still. Oh my god. If he draws into 2 and it becomes a 1, oh no, he still has a chance.
I think he needs to play the price first, just to make sure that he gets as many
I am
spells as he can, because it draws up to 5, right?
Yep.
So like he wants to draw more.
Oh, there it
Oh my god!
You're too strong.
is. You're too strong.
Oh god!
Jinx.
Oh my
A
god!
million ways to die. He had Master Mage, he had Angel of the Word.
Yeah.
A million
Yep.
ways to die.
Oh my god. 1 health was, and that was actually a huge turn from Shadowcraft as well. The double Ectors were really, really tough. It was, I mean, it was going to be difficult to remove it.
Yep.
But getting that Wizardess was exactly the thing you needed. Exactly the thing you needed. That's why the card is good. I mean, the card draw was definitely an issue for Runecraft in that sense.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, for Earth
It was
Rights
running
in
out of
general.
options. Yep, absolutely. So 2-1 now. Potwasher is in the lead, and Essia is kind of falling behind. We'll see. I think, what is Potwasher's last deck here?
It is Shadow.
Okay. So maybe it's going to be a Shadow Mirror match. It seems like Essia is pretty stuck on the Shadowcraft deck.
Yep. He'll have to play that before going with his Force now.
Hmm
And take that 50-50 chance to win.
Mother,
Shadow
father,
Mirror. Ooh.
come on.
Okay.
Come
Potwasher
on.
going second.
Let's play together.
Okay. I would get rid of all of them, but I guess he likes the Bone Chimera and the Undying. I guess he's going second. Yep, that's why. Dying Resentment for going second.
Yep.
Alright.
Dying Resentment.
They're so fresh.
Soul Squasher is going to be the first thing. it's not the worst early game hand here. I think that you have a lot of options to just fill your board, but kind of you would like other cards around for the Demon Eater. I guess Bone Chimera is good enough.
I am the Mad Cyclone.
Grimner down. Still think Bone Chimera is a play.
Yep.
And now we're just waiting on what SCM might have.
Turn 4.
You gonna mess with me?
Not bad. Plays Soul Conversion. No Soul Conversion, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. A Demon
Wow.
Eater with Soul Conversion is not that bad of a play. Or he can play both the Demon Eater and that's still like the better, I guess.
Yeah, the skeletons are kind of... They're...
Dead weight.
I mean, you could, I guess. Yeah. You could throw them at the Grimner. But I think you may as well just get the effects here.
So we see Potwatcher having an Ector in hand, so that's good.
Ow!
Yep, that's really going to set him up very well. And the fact that he's been able to kind of throw skeletons away.
Live again.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Solid answer with Undying.
Yep. And I like the set of cards that he drew here. Especially with Cerberus is going to really help with that shadow generation. And he's still got a soul conversion ready to go. So it's really up to kind of what Essia has in hand. That's going to be good ramp up, and I would have to imagine that now kind of matching that card draw as well as getting a bunch of shadows from that play.
Right.
Is going to position Essia really well. All things considered, in a standard average luck game, I think Essia is definitely in the advantage.
I'm stuck.
So he decides not to evo that, so Little Soul Squasher can't be used here, playing around that. Not like he needed to anyways. Cerberus is not that bad. Puts him at 8 on hand. Huh?
Food should act like
He
food.
wants to eat it.
Okay. Lurking Corpse. Kind of
Fishing
below.
Corpse is going to give him a little bit of defense here. Yeah.
Okay. Now, he's probably thinking whether he wants to evo here, and he's just gonna simply pass. One turn away until Assia can use his Demon Lord first. This mirror match.
One, two, got to swing one to face.
I'm
Convert.
stuffed.
They're really trying to draw into options, and I think that's a smart choice.
So
You
far,
really
both
want to
of
make
them-
sure you have the tools.
Mhm.
Yeah, you really want to make sure you have the tools to handle kind of what's coming.
Time to go a little while.
When a Cerberus gets put down, I think it's actually a really big advantage to be the first one to drop your Cerberus. Just to make sure you have the Coco Mimi in hand.
Yeah.
And I think it's at a good time.
Want to play?
But I also think that the person playing this
Sorry, gotta
Death
go.
Breath gives him a really very strong precision at the moment.
Mhm.
It's for you.
He has to play his Death Breath right here.
Yep.
And the issue right now is that that 1/2 Death Eater will probably make the difference for Pot
Yep.
Washer to win.
Yeah, the 1/2 Death Eater is a little extra tick necessary. To be fair, I mean, 2 Evo points have been spent on the side of Pot Washer. I think that Essia needs to endeavor to find an efficient way to spend his Evo points that he's been saving so far.
Right.
But you're right, getting past this wall of zombies, especially, yeah. So definitely not Death's Breath here. He's gonna be able to remove a bunch. Ooh. Not ideal.
He avoided the
Make the
4-2.
world quiet.
No.
Yep.
That's
But
not-
gonna spend the Evo point anyways.
Oh no, Zombie Party and Death Breath. He has like Swarm for days.
It's so
Yep.
quiet.
Yep. This is tough. This is really tough. And 7 play points, 8 play points on the next turn. The
Doesn't,
big thing is,
doesn't Asiya run Foul Tempest? This list?
is that right? Actually, I'm really curious.
'Cause I remember one of these guys had like 1 Foul Tempest that you mentioned. Or was that
Foul
Pot Washers?
Tempest. It's not in Asia's deck, but that would be real nice.
This head can't be taken.
Oh no.
Here
he has to
comes
play
the
his
Ector.
first Demon Lord. It's the same thing with Dragon. He who plays their final answer card last wins. So in this case, Demon Lord Ector. But he's gonna have to end up
gonna be
trading
able
to
to-
all this.
Yeah. He's gonna have to trade it.
Question
Gotta
is,
recoup.
are you planning on evoing to have at least 1 zombie on board?
Mm-hmm. Alright, so now all that's left is the Ector. There's a lot of options in hand here for Pot Washer.
Yeah, definitely. Continue to play the Death Breath if he wants to. Put up more pressure with Illyrial on it. Save the Soul Squasher.
Mm-hmm.
This head can't be taken.
Here comes the counter. And the thing is, he doesn't have another Ector in hand, but extra Death's Breath will still be kind of helpful. And he's gonna leave a bunch of zombies on board. Oh god.
What are you going to do?
I don't know if there is a good option. I mean, you have 1 evil point. You need some kind of incredible amount of removal, plus the fact that Cerberus is here and late game Cerberus is going to be able to buff up a lot.
There's Foul Tempest when you need it.
Not in Essia's deck. Alright, gonna pop the Ector.
Okay.
That's good.
My boss works up to the bone.
Lyrial.
Want to play?
Face for 1.
Things are killing me.
Unless he has,
He has some kind of ping.
yeah,
Which is, I don't know.
that could happen. Angel of the Word.
I mean, maybe it's so that if a future Death Breath come in that doesn't, you know, have that extra point of health, I could, I guess, see that situation happening, but I guess it wasn't.
Serbs.
Yeah. I think that there's a few different ways that Potwasher can approach this situation, depending on if he wants to keep playing board or start working on health.
I mean, look at his
The
hand.
Lurching Corpse, I think it's worth it going for a Lurching Corpse soul conversion
Really?
kind of thing. I don't know.
I honestly think that I would save the Lurking Corpse for an answer.
Finally a break.
I like an emergency
Go a
answer.
little wild.
That way, it's just like if you play something big, hey, Lurking Corpse gets rid of it. Whee! Free kill.
That's true.
Horses to the bone.
Lurching Corpse can definitely help in that situation.
Yep.
Though, really, the biggest thing that does come down is something like a Ector or a Thane, which typically is very protected by other stuff.
Why so
Yep.
angry?
So it could be very risky, but you're definitely right. The other thing that a Lurching Corpse soul conversion would have done is given a good option for both removal as well as card draw,
Right.
which I think could have been really nice in that scenario. But I'm not sure how much more Potwasher is really leaning on getting out of his deck at this point. I think he's played around with a lot of options. There's that Ector, so it might come in handy now. That what you were talking about.
Sorry, gotta go. Finally a break.
Yep. The 2 skeletons are going to remain from the Bone Chimera, so
So angry.
it's going to be protected by that.
Yep.
Ooh, God.
Well, now he'll have to Lurking Corpse 1 for now.
Yeah.
This
I
could
mean,
be.
he has a ping from Mimi,
Yep.
so you can make that a little more reliable, but it kind of feels bad to use that on just a skeleton.
But if he gets the 5/6 though, the Ector, then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna win this easy.
That would be nice. It would be nice, but he could equally just kill 2 skeletons. That would be really sad. Okay, he's gonna go for Death's Breath.
Yeah, he's going with a safer route.
So fresh.
Yeah. Get the Lurching Corpse there, but also have a board. And you can always opt to Soul Convert afterwards.
Yep.
Alright, played out his hand. That's it. He's just waiting for top decks now. And that top deck he's waiting for is probably a Grimner.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is a card. That is a thing.
Yep.
Well, Soul Conversion is an easy answer. You can just get rid of one of the skeletons for sure. 1 in 3 chances. Or actually 50-50 chances.
You may as well. I think you should take down the Skull Beast, take down the skeleton, and then swing face with Corpse, and then Soul Convert.
Right.
And then just hope that it gets the Ector as opposed to the Chimera. All right.
Tear to shreds. Arr!
Face
Ooh,
damage.
he's going for the damage, and he's going to convert the other one. No, he's still going to hold. What is the top deck? If it's the Grimner, it'll remove. Okay, it's not. But if it's the Grimner, it would have removed both the Lurching Corpses, and then possibly the Grimner and the Ector would be
Yeah.
would be taken out.
Alright. He's going for the aggro. 1 in 4? Get the skeleton.
Oh no! Okay,
Another one?
good party.
Coup party. That's an easy, answer to get
Party
rid of
would
it
be
and gives
fine.
you a board.
Yeah, and still with the existence of Lurching Corpse means that Grimner may end up just killing itself.
Still, well, 1 in 21 he would, or 3 in 21 he would get a Grimner.
You gonna
Yeah.
mess with me? I'm gonna tell on you, you beckon.
Oh man! Oh man!
Man, Necro Assassin to get rid of. Clears the board. Opts not to. Okay. He's like, If he goes face,
There's
doesn't
some good
matter.
options. Those are some good options. I think that definitely Pot Washer, especially not by playing out his whole hand. I may think it's just kind of the circumstances of the situation, but definitely has a better flexibility here. What could possibly be that top deck
Yep.
that you would have
If
to
he
think?
gets his third Ector here, that would make things a little bit difficult.
Finally a break. Time to go
Okay.
a little
It's Cerberus. Gives him the ability to take down Lich if he so chooses.
I'll live again.
Which means.
But still,
Oh, game over.
oh god.
We're moving on.
Yep. Is that 3,
Pack up,
4,
boys.
4, 8? He needs one more, I believe.
You're mean.
Oh, he's not going for it.
He's not going for. He's going for the greed.
I think he knew that it was going to be one off. So he's just going to wait. Or maybe he's going to take down the Bone Chimera somehow. Maybe swing face and then
Yep.
use a Necro Assassin or something.
Destiny calls.
Heard. God, there's so many skeletons. What the heck?
Skeleton party.
Sorry,
Yep.
gotta go.
Nice. And the zombie party there to get rid of Cerberus. And now this is a very tough situation here. Essia is on the ropes. 5 health left. Oh, and the
and-
tap out did not top deck anything. And that just goes to show like how important card draw is, going second as well. And even like having the more patient Evo Orb expenditure. Even then, Essia just couldn't quite get the options available to overcome the options that Potwasher had prepared for himself. And I think that was a very interesting mirror match, just in the sense of how carefully Potwasher played around those options.
Yep.
And he will end up winning.
I was gonna say he gave him no room or space or time to get an answer out.
Mm-hmm.
And every time he thrown an answer, Potwasher was just there to counteract with the board.
Yep, absolutely. I really like the way that Potwasher played that out. And he will be moving to the round of 16 for it. So we have today, we saw ExG Goms, we saw Noah, Gengar, Skysama, and then finally Potwasher make it to the round of 16. And that's about the halfway point, I suppose,
Yeah.
of the round of 32. Chew through a lot of games. And each best of 5, of course, is a very long format here.
Yes, it was.
And we've gone through a lot, but there were some new decks that maybe you'd like to give a spin. I'd like to give it a try. I still am so regretful that I didn't get to see that Walnut Forest deck. I wanna try that. I wanna see how that works.
Now you have the list, so maybe you can imitate and copy and try it yourself.
Yes, the net deck.
Net decking.
I'm very ready. I'm very ready for that.
Well,
Cool.
that was the first half, so we are going to be switching to different casters. Thank you, Rainy, for coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So for those of you who don't know, tomorrow is an NGE tournament. If you want to qualify for the EU division, the NA will happen on Sunday. And tell us a bit more about those tournaments, Rainy.
NG Shadowverse Open Season 2 just started. We had our first week of qualifiers, and a bunch of the players that we saw here actually have also qualified for the season. How it works this season, Season 2, is that we have 3 weeks of qualifiers, so this will be the second one. And then for EU, the top 4 winners of the bracket will move on to the round robin stage. And for North America, the top 3 winners from each of the weeks will move on to the round robin stage. And the reason why that is because North America also invites 3 players from Season 1, the first place finisher, the second place finisher of the playoffs, as well as the top points earner of the season. And so there are 3 players that are already invited to the round robin stage for North America. After that, we play 4 weeks of round robin, extended format, and each day of the round robin, they can swap up their deck. Basically, each opponent that they play they can swap up their deck. So there's a lot of flexibility, and it's going to cause for a lot of interesting kind of research that's going to need to happen. And I'm excited for the season to play out. This weekend is going to be our first broadcast weekend, so you'll see more of me here with the support of the fantastic Aya Senpai, as well as Exodium, as well as MV Bear to help cast those tournaments. So definitely tune in. More Shadowverse action, and I really appreciate kind of being able to have this opportunity to talk about it a little bit. So thanks so much, Richie.
Yep, you're welcome. And for those of you who needs to link out, somebody out there in the chat will link out the nge.io link for those of you who are more interested in signing up. Once again, this is like, I think this is the last weekend to qualify. So
there should be one more after this weekend. There should be one more, or rather for the NG, yeah. There should be one more.
So there's one more for next weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
So once again, if you want to qualify, suggest you guys try those tournaments out. So you know, get out there and play. You'll also get to meet up with a lot of these international players in there too, representing their own country, such as in EU that is fairly new to the scene here, and NA, definitely you'll be seeing Gengar playing from the ExG team from the NA part. EU, our only EU player, Onion Sheep, representing for the EU. So a lot of interesting stuff is going to happen this weekend, so hopefully you'll come by to watch them as well. So again, once again, Rainy, thank you for coming in, and we'll be going to be on a quick break for 5 minutes. We'll be delaying the next match so that we can have a preparation for our other casters to come in. So with that said, any last words?
It was a joy. Loved watching all these players compete again, and definitely, just as we're getting settled into the current meta for Wonderland Dreams, it's going to be changing up a bit, so it's going to be a lot to learn. There's going to be a lot to watch, and I'm excited for more.
All right, so we'll be switching out, and we'll see you guys again shortly.
So mute this mic. Can you guys hear me? Oh, yeah.
Alright, I'll go over the decks for Fatina.
Let's see.
You can increase volume through Discord. We're gonna get a screen share of the game. You also have to tell us who's on top and who's on bottom.
Just starting. Once you just starting off, and then when we start off, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Hey guys, and we're back. I am Elemental Excel, or Excelsior Vindi. I won't be casting, but I'm going to introduce you to our two casters. We have Kier Mango on the left, and we have Soulser on the right. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a profile picture, and he's not ready to cam just yet, but hopefully we'll get to see him soon. So I'd like to welcome you guys, and if you can, introduce yourself and tell us about you.
I'm Mango. I am a Shadowverse streamer. I won the first NGE Open Season 1
Quiet.
weekly.
Your mic is quiet.
Yeah. You can turn my mic up a little bit.
I did.
I'm Saucer. I come from a Pokemon background, but I'm also a competitor. I've top 16 a few tournaments, and I'm here for commentating. The two competitors are Fatina, Fatina and Red. Fatina is a bit popular and her decks. Cure, do you want to talk about some of the decks that he's running today?
Sure. His lineup is Rune, Dragon, Shadow, Blood, and Haven. His Rune deck is your basic D-Shift. What's a little bit different, he's running 3 Winter's Caprice, which can be a little bit risky. It's a dead card in a lot of matchups aren't like Blood. Overall, his D-Shift deck's pretty standard, other than Oz, actually. 2 Oz and 3 Winter's Caprice. So I guess that's a combo there. So I didn't see the Oz earlier. What you can do is you can play Oz and then turn her into a snowman so she loses her death rattle. For Dragon, he's running Ramp Dragon with Uriel. I guess to pull out the one of Polyphonic Roar. And he has Queen of the Dread Sea. Mainly, the main combo for that is probably Polyphonic and Zeus as your main targets, since he's not running a Genesis Dragon. For Shadow, mid-range Shadow, he's not running Lurching Corpse, though, which is actually... Oh no, sorry, I see it there. Lurching Corpse, Soul Squasher. He's running a lot of 2-drops, which actually is a little bit different, and he's also running Skeleton Fighter. Yeah, Lurching Corpse, Necro Assassin. Instead of Cerberus, he's running 2 Fina. And he's opted out of running Death Breath.
A very interesting build he has here.
Blood, he has Phantom Cat. He's not running any Abyss. In my experience, I found that the Phantom Cat deck without Abyss just like can kind of like you run out of steam eventually, even with the card draw.
I actually feel the same way. I actually laddered with Abyss Cat, and Phantom Cat sometimes just doesn't have that closing power, but it's still a good deck overall.
Yeah. You probably see this deck banned anyways, just because of the power of the early game.
Yeah, Blood being the premier deck in this tournament, probably going to have a very high ban rate in a ban 2 situation.
And his last deck is Haven with Lion of the Golden City, Garuda, and one of Dual Flames. So the neutral Haven. What do you think is going to be banned from his list here? I'm assuming Blood and potentially Dragon or Shadow, but we'll have to go over Red's list. So what does Red have?
Okay, so Red is running... Sorry about that. Red's running basic Control Shadow, or mid-range Shadow, to say the least. He does have Finas too. He's opting out. He also has a Erd, so he has Fina, Erd, and most interestingly, Immortal Thane. He's also opting out of the Death Breath, which is similar to what Fatina did. So, Immortal Thane is it's a really good card. Doesn't see much play, but I think doesn't see much play on ladder, but why it sees plays, summons 2 whites and puts a white king into your hand when it dies.
I've been noticing that Immortal Thane is being seen play in most mid-range shadows now. I think it's kind of a new thing, and a lot of people running it. I think what's interesting, he's running 2 Fina and 2 Cerberus. So usually you pick one of.
Yeah, I guess that's like a situation where both cards can come in handy for like different matchups. Both cards are really good going first. Cerberus gives you more lasting power and burst, but Fina is really good for really
Board presence, yeah.
Blood and Dragon is banned for Fatina, so that means he's still gonna have his Haven and D-Shift decks. Continuing on for Havencraft, which is pretty popular. It's the second most used, but he's using the common amulets, so lots of Wing Sentinel have been run mainly because of the blood matchup, and he is running Aegis. Nothing eye-popping, like just a standard build. 2 Grimners, 3 Tinas, obviously for all the neutral decks that are around nowadays. Kind of interesting. So he won't even be seeing this deck.
Yeah, Haven and Dragon are banned for red. So all he has left is Shadow, Blood, and Rune.
So I'll skip over and talk about the Blood deck. I think unlike actually both. They are both gonna go with Phantom Cat only. We discussed a bit that we both prefer having Abyss with Phantom, but both players are opting to go with only Phantom Cat. He's running Goblin Mage, another consistency card. One of my favorite techs in pretty much many Shadowverse decks. It's just consistent for neutral cards, and you always have a hand when you're attacking. I guess what's noted is he is running Wise Merman too. So he's running 6 1-drops.
Yeah, that's a little more common when you're running just Phantom Cat. It's the Wise Merman. What I find odd is you're running Goblin Mage and no Baphomet. Usually you run like that kind of combo, but I guess since you're not running Abyss.
I guess the big part is he's running 3 Razory Claws, and he's running 3 Bloody Wolves. So it's a deck that if Bloodcraft goes first, it's one of the best decks going first. But he has cards to emphasize going first and burst towards the end. Because Phantom Cat, you draw, and you take the if you draw these cards, even though they're not neutral cards, they're still very good cards for the situation. Razory Claw doing 3 damage, and Bloody Wolf doing 2. So he does have burst for late game. And I think most notably is he's not running any of the late neutral followers like Hector. He's running 3 Scarlet Sabers. Running down on his Rune deck, which is his, I guess his last, yeah. Which is unbanned. It's
Just your average burn Rune. Hey, we're starting off.
Yep.
So who do we
it's
have
Blood
on top and who do we have on bottom here? Red is Blood and Fatina is Haven.
And as I noted earlier, going first with a Blood deck is really strong. And this is basically the hand that will, not the hand that will prove it, but the field that will prove it. We don't know what else is in his hand.
This is the Nightmare Opener. 1 drop into Tove.
Except
Goblin Leader. Yeah, let's go.
Good pulling the Banish scripture.
What sucks for the Haven player is that he didn't get to play a neutral on turn 2, so it doesn't reduce the cost of his lion.
That is important.
But he does have Goblin Leader into Alice. Very strong.
And is, yep. It's,
3 and 4, but not when you're going second if the opponent has.
well, let's say next turn, red plays a.
Bloom on stage.
Would you play Goblin Leader here, or would you want to play
Definitely, 100%.
Oracle? Yep, you need a Goblin Leader.
It,
The way the curve is going, I can see that he's gonna be able to turn 5 lions pretty convincingly, pretty safe. Oh, and this is the burst that we were talking about earlier with just
not looking good
so
for
many.
Blood right now, though. That was a very poor turn 4.
The bone. My boss works us to the bone.
Ooh.
Lend me your power.
So he's opting out of playing Alice
My wings are
because he gets 2 reductions on the lion.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to remove 2 things. Actually, we get to clear the whole board with the trade.
I like that. As we noted, it's Phantom Cat and not Abyss, so you don't really have to worry about that card just waiting there on turn 8, turn 6 if he has a bath. He doesn't have bath. For a board is very good against any blood variant.
Quench them.
Finally a break. Go. Go.
See Evo, just to clear the field.
Yeah, he's
A break.
very behind right now, even though he went first. Oh, that's a big draw. Dual Flames, drop Sacred Plea as well. I don't think you spend the
I think you just
evolve.
pass him.
Shall
Oh,
pay
you.
for defiling the sky.
Yeah, it's like you
Oh,
spend
Nothing to be
like I don't know. It's gonna trade no matter what. Maybe he's worried about his life total, but it's.
Take this.
I would say like you lose. You're probably gonna lose the 5/5 anyways.
Check this out.
You might as well not spend the evolve there.
Oh, you humans are
And
always
Phantom
going-
Cat, a big body, 7/7. It's gonna trade pretty efficiently, but now red is out of Evo orbs.
These
Oh,
golden
and a Garuda draw. Everything's looking up for Latino right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we'll meet again.
3 Alice in hand. Gonna start buffing each other really fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, turn 7's gonna be 1 Alice and a Snow White, and then turn 8's gonna be 2 Alices. That's just a lot of stats. It's really hard to deal with as blood that we evolve.
Oh. Now, I want to note that Phantom Cat did do 4 damage, so he did draw 2 neutrals there. So we don't know how many neutrals is in Red's hand, but he's in a fairly interesting position to say the least. It's not the worst. He had a bad start, but
Crystals of snow shimmer in the
Mm-hmm.
night.
It's possible he has no neutrals in hand, but that's a really low chance.
Away with you, trespasser.
yeah, those could have been the 2 neutrals he drew.
Yeah, at this point it's a battle of stats, since they both don't have like one big finisher.
This thirst.
Yep.
Quench them.
So I guess that's why Fatina was worried for her health, because now board is kind of getting swarmed with those boosted servants and boosted 9. Does Fatina run curates?
I wouldn't think so. Let me double check. Fatina runs 1 Tina
Finally a break. Oh wait.
and no curates. No, sorry, no curates. Nothing above 7 other than the lion.
What are you doing?
Regardless, this field is looking very strong.
Take this.
Is he?
Yeah, he's dead. I turned around real quick.
Your strength.
Burst damage.
That's what I was talking about with the just quick burst of damage that Phantom Cats can pull out, and like we were both counting that deck out, and
Yeah,
he
the Fatina's hand was a little bit clunky with the double Alice. where red just had a hand of like 1 drops and 2 drops. He could quickly drop down on the board after his Alice.
Like, I don't think Fatina did anything bad. What would you do different if you were in that position? Tina did.
Go first. But other than that, it's hard because those saboteurs actually did a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like I think I would have saved the evolve, where he evolved one of the tigers to kill the
Yeah, I would. I definitely.
I would feel like the opponent wants to trade anyways, so I would just leave my board without evolving one of the tigers to trade with the saboteur.
Yep, I agree with that. Well, we have him going.
So
He's gonna Havencraft versus Red's.
Yeah, sticking with Haven and Red's moving on to Shadow. It's just your average mid-range Shadow deck.
This has been a very good matchup for Haven. Like, no matter what meta we've had, just because a lot of Haven's cards were banished. Negate Shadowcraft's main feature of shadows. When a follower is destroyed, you get shadows. But Fatina's running a little bit of different. He has the banishes, but he doesn't run like a full priest.
Yeah, he doesn't have Kudril and he doesn't have the Judge. Yeah, those are both really strong banish effects. He only has 3 Blackened Scriptures.
And this time Fatina's going first, so let's see if the go first helps in this matchup.
Yeah, it definitely should. With going first and having the 2-drop neutral, 3-drop neutral with the Goblin Leader, is going to make that Lion really cheap really fast.
Yep.
But Lurching Corp Necro Assassin is actually a good counter to the Lion. They don't care about the stats at all. They just wipe everything. So he's looking for removal here on the Goblin Leader, but he doesn't have it.
This is a very...
Oh, that's a big draw too.
Yep.
He's going for the clear. I don't know about this. I think it would be probably better just to go face, but I guess he's worried about Erd or Necro Assassin.
Yeah, that's the thing. After the banish, though, I would have just... You're gonna have a board of 4 that couldn't get hit by 1/1s. And, well, he evolves Gunnar.
Yeah, like, Necro Assassin's only going to kill 1 thing. And then with the evolve, only like 2 things, so it's not that big of a deal. I think I just went face. Try to close the game.
Do you pop the Lion?
You can. Yeah, he might play it here just for the card draw.
Lend me your power, Golden Staff.
Oh, what? So he's not going to play
I think
Lion.
he's gonna trade, then play Lion into Sacred Peace. Yep, that's the play he was going for.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. The Amulet will just fall off the board.
Urios, those are interesting picks. Havencraft normally has their own
Yeah,
priestess.
they have the
but-
Prison Priestess.
So what do you think
You
about?
usually pick Uriel because she can target amulets at our countdown, but all of his amulets are...
Countdown? So maybe
It's because they're neutral, is why he picks them. They combo with the Alice and they combo with the Lion.
being a neutral follower, it's pretty interesting because like before, pretty much they had no reason to use Uriels, but Wonderland.
Yeah. You only saw Uriel in Elena's because Elena can't get hit by the Prison Priestess.
And ooh, this is looking pretty strong for Fatina here.
He's at 9 life and he can only kill 2 things here. He's at really risk with the Garuda in hand.
Uriel, like he's just setting up.
He's at a virtual 2 life right now. So whatever, like any draw is gonna kill. Like he's probably gonna play Uriel first. He's gonna pick up ooh, it's not the...
Do you trade here? question. Oh, he's just going straight face
Yeah, because
to trade. It's
red's gonna have to clear the whole board or
not.
die. Yeah, it's gonna be very hard. So he's getting Hector. It would only generate two zombies, so it wouldn't have cleared. This gets rid of two things.
This is
It's over.
this is actually an answer.
Nah,
Actually,
it's over.
no.
Yeah, he's got 5 damage.
Now you just play Naruto.
You're too strong.
And historically, a bad matchup. So Fatina's gonna get the first, his first win. It's 1-1.
Yeah, you see the difference between going first and second with that Haven deck. It does way better if you get that neutral 2-drop down. You get that Lion gets to go down really fast with cost.
Yeah. What do you think about that? A lot of decks want to go first in this meta.
Yeah, there's some situations where going second's like not as bad. If you're playing like a Aegis Haven against midrange Shadow, going second's actually fine because you get the Courier.
Let's play together.
Have Shadowcraft Mirror, mid-range, both mid-range, both not running Death Breath, so
Yeah. So you're not gonna have that strong turn 6 to set up for your Ector.
just late game general, because late game Death Breath is very strong. Do you have anything to say about this particular matchup?
It's favored towards the first player. But if you don't like, there's no longer Shadow Reaper. Shadow Reaper was the big reason going first was super good. Same with the Catacombs, but those two cards aren't run anymore.
It's looking like
It really ends up just who can take control of the board in mid game, and then it comes kind of a puzzle of moving each other's board over and over again. But it's looking really bad for red. Picking has a good curve with creatures and removal.
but
Yeah, turn 4 helps out a bit because you're gonna get the board back a little bit. And Fatina's hand's not that great until turn 7.
now let's see, of course, what he draws.
Necrotat's okay.
Now, obviously, the ideal would have been Athena or Cerberus.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, I think Fatina only runs Fina.
Yeah, one of them runs both. Let me check.
Red does run both. He runs both Fina. 2 Finas, 2 Cerberus.
Mhm.
Looks like it's not too bad that you run out of steam like turn 6, because turn 7 is where Shadow's big plays come in hand.
Yeah, it's really scary though. Like, red just dropped 4 followers. It's a like big setup for Hector.
Oh, for Ector, yep. I guess that's what's gonna play at the forcing the evolution right here.
Mhm. So he's gonna need an Hector here, or it's I think it's pretty much over.
Is it? Yeah, because then he gets a White King plus a Ector, which is very strong.
I don't think he has the Hector with this play. Oh, nice. RNG. That was good. That was real good. I got funny now. Yeah. That
And
was
he
really,
plays-
really good. Oh man. Lucky.
Maybe he
Oh.
just.
A lot of good options though, still for Fatina.
Mm-hmm.
Finally a break. You're mean. You're mean.
Did you
I think-
pass? Oh wow, he could be dead.
No. Okay. Well, luckily he's not dead.
Yeah, that's still. Oh wow, passing is
White King.
pretty bad. Without using the White King, I'm pretty sure he was dead, right? If Red had Hector.
Let's make the world quieter.
6. No, he would not be dead. He would live.
6 plus
It's only 14
plus
damage
2
on the
damage
board.
from trading. It was 16 damage.
That was 16 then.
Yeah,
I forgot about the.
Yeah, the 2 whites, because you'd trade one of the zombies. So then the whites would do 2 damage.
So why do you think then he decided to keep the White King in his hand? Because that's a very risky play.
Yeah.
Want to play?
So he gets to clear the board here and has a really solid board again. This is how this matchup just goes. It's like you make
It's
a big
just a lot of
board,
slugging.
opponent Ectors, loses all their zombies, then you play your big board again, and it's like back and forth.
So
Red's not dead because he still has a White King.
Should act like food.
and that's such a good card, drawing 2 in a late game.
Yeah, the Demeter is
You need
one of the best cards I got this expansion.
Yep.
Wants to draw a Demeter. I think he might just
I
play
don't-
Soul. I'd play Soul Splasher first and eat it just to see what I draw.
What do you? This is. Oh, yeah, you
He's
just
gonna
have
eat,
to trade.
he's gonna eat his zombie.
Food should act like food.
Oh, okay.
Gonna probably eat again.
Continue eating.
The chain. This happens a lot. Another Ector. So you have to kill one of the skeletons here, or you're risking death.
Yep, because of the extra. He's looking very strong here.
Mm-hmm.
Much, unless, of course, he drew his own Yekta.
Yeah, it looks like an Ector here. 'Cause he trades a skeleton. Ector comes down with. Oh, so he's gonna. Oh, it doesn't have Ector.
That's not
And-
game.
That's game. It's 10 damage, right?
You need
I
to
understand.
send him. Yep.
This head can't be taken.
And now Fatina did
Yep.
one lead.
Did Red didn't play a single Ector, did he?
So strong.
Yeah, wow. That's pretty unlucky.
Yeah, especially after the demon dream eating through your deck and still not getting at least
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, he went for almost half his deck and didn't find Ector. Yeah. MS Brick Red, I guess that's where he gets his name from.
There's still at least one more game, potentially two. So let's see if Red can turn it
Mhm.
around.
Yeah, Fatina
being up
has
2-1
his D-Shift. Oh, D-Shift's not a very good matchup against the mid-shadow.
Why do you think that? I feel like
The 3-drops are very hard to deal with.
Come on.
3-drops are really sticky for Shadow. The Attendant of Night and what's the other one? Chimera. They're both very hard to deal with as a rune. So what you do is you get your Ten of Nights and your Chimeras on the board. It's very hard to remove them, and then you kill them with the Ector. He's also running Cerberus, which is extra burst, but he doesn't have the
It's your
Phantom
turn.
Hell.
Blue.
well, so far, the hand that we see from Fatina is actually
Unbelievable.
very, very strong. But we got to see how well.
It has no D-Shift, it has no removal. There's a Kaleidoscope, which is going to help out.
You're mean.
His hand's actually a little bit slow.
No.
Red curves out, and it's like with especially combo decks. If you don't get your combo pieces, it's only a. Never realized as I say that.
Yeah, it's a good enough on turn 4, the D-Shift. You'd rather see it on turn 2, turn 1, but
Always ideal, but
turn 4 is it's good enough. You want to see at least 2 of them, though. Help combo off.
I'm going home.
Yeah, Evolve Wishing Corpse makes it awkward to remove it without another Kaleidoscope.
which he does have in his hand, so that's.
Here you can see the strength of the Chimera, because he's gonna have a hard time dealing with that. Oh, there's second D-Shift, so he's in a good spot if he can survive the onslaught. And he drew the. He had a Kaleidoscope, yeah.
I'm just amazed.
He had Kaleidoscope in the hand the whole time, so wasn't bad. He's continuing playing well. He's got to at least take out the Soul Splasher and the
doggy, Bonehound.
Skull Dog.
Oh,
You.
okay.
Oh.
I was gonna say like,
Play?
you know what? Actually, probably a better play there. It's a weird play, but I would evolve the Chimera, go face, and then pop the Chimera. It's a little bit weird since you're like losing the 2 attack on the Chimera, but it's really just a race.
Yeah.
That his play was very slow.
Yeah, like if you're not swarming the board and you're doing
Or just attack with Chimera, pop your Chimera, trade a skeleton, too. Like evolve a skeleton if you're gonna do it that way.
now he does.
So
Because
again, this Chimera is gonna be key because it's really hard to remove.
I'm just a mage.
I think the biggest thing here right now that we see is the Ector in hand.
Back in the old days.
Yeah, if he has that or not.
Hey, what's the
So this is gonna allow him to remove 3 things on board.
Finally a break.
But he should have
Oh,
got rid of the Lurching Corpse first if he's gonna do.
well, oh. I don't, this is, okay, he's safe from, if he does have the Ector, as he does. It's only gonna do 8.
Only only 1 life.
Only.
Yeah, but he does have the D shift combo, but he can't kill with what's in hand,
I'm all tuckered out.
so he has to draw something else.
Let's see.
Because that's he's got 12,
Does-
My name's Lou. It's
got
short
12, 14, oh, 14, 15, 16, 17 damage. Oh, he's got lethal
for- Here comes some
with the loop pickup.
So, looks like if of course, no chokes, if it's playing right,
Yeah,
should
I-
be a winner.
if he counts it out, he has it. Magic missile piercing rune.
You're mean.
Yep.
Put him down to 7 of damage on board.
Yeah.
And injured Conjure Golem too. Overkill. But yeah, he hit exactly lethal before the Conjure Golem.
Now it's just,
I'm
that's it, like,
Yeah,
that
unfortunate.
one. That play was very smart. The play before the D shifts, trading into those because
Hmm.
you
That Erd, I think that Erd
uh,
play was key. I think he should have targeted his his
his own, yeah.
It's really hard to remove all of the 1/1s.
If he did,
I would think it'd be over because he just needed that 1 more damage. He just needed 1 more damage to win the game.
that's D shift. You give it turns and it's
Mhm.
enough turns, it's gonna win. That key play, definitely, I think your play would have helped in the situation, just because he's going to have more damage on the board. He already did 3 face, and then to clean it up.
It becomes harder for Rune to remove everything. But yeah, that's out of the games. Good job, Ventina.
And moving on to round 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it?
So who do we have next? Jing Jing versus F. Fuli Fuli? FLCL. Pretty good anime. It's getting a new season actually.
Oh yeah, I'm actually excited for that.
So let me get those deck lists up. Do you have them up right now? I'm opening Fulikulu's if you want to go over.
Over
Yeah, his name is in is 2 Chinese characters on the list. Zing zing. Alright, I have Fulukulis actually. So he's got Runecraft. It's a basic burn rune. We've seen it before. 2 mutagenic bolts, the Oz, all of the burn cards with Levy and other Levy. Yeah. So just your basic burn Earth, right? He's got Dragoncraft, another staple it seems, with ramp into Queen of Dreadsea. Again, no Genesis Dragon, which is odd. His main combo with Queen of the Dreadsea is going to be Zeus and Polyphonic. But he's also running a Saha, 2 Saha, a 1 Lucifer, and Israfil to help out his turn 7. Bless you. Oh. Ghost was sneezing in the background. Next we have a mid-range Shadow for Fulikuli. We've seen this list before. Has 2 Ectors, 2 Thane. One has Death Breath, unlike the other ones. And running 1 Cerberus and 2 Fina. Yeah, I don't know. I prefer Cerberus over Fina, but that's just preference because I like running 1 Phantom Hell as well.
Yeah, personally I prefer Cerberus more, but what Red was running with the...
He's got the Spawn of Abyss Blood without the Phantom Cat. He's running 1 Alucard and 2 Emeralda, Demonic Officer. He's also got Diabolic Drain, which I've seen a lot of decks cut that because it's a little bit clunky. You're not always going into Vengeance, and if it sits in hand at the 5 cost, it's just too expensive.
That was the like day 1 blood deck that you see.
Yeah, like the early decks are running that, but they cut them a little bit later. And then he's got your average Aegis Haven. Nothing really special. You got 3 Curate, 2 Aegis. That's actually a lot of Curates. I usually see decks run like 2. But I think he's really valuing that heal. He's also running Lion Spirit, actually. That's new. It's a little bit different. You're not seeing Lion Spirit a lot because the 2 damage from the Evolve doesn't clear the neutrals most of the time.
Yeah, neutrals are pretty big now, at least defense-wise.
You want to go over Zing Zings before the game starts?
I'm gonna go before the game starts. So for Bloodcraft, we have like a full neutral craft Phantom Cat. So you have the Sectors, the Wise Merman, Hectors, and Gruff. Other than that, your standard fair deck. I kind of like this Phantom Cat more. It has more than with Hector. Draw power from Phantom Cat combos with Hector's ability. And he's not running Sabers, he's running Gruff. It's another very good card to clear big followers. And for Blood. Going on to Shadowcraft, he's running basically what we've seen, the range Shadowcraft, 2 Cerbs, 2 Urds, and 2 Undyings. I know some people choose not to use Undyings. We saw Undying earlier from Fatina.
Yeah, no Death Breath and no Tina in this list. So that seems like the main difference between this list is if they run Death Breath and if they run Tina. It's usually the only difference. Sometimes you see a 1-0 Phantom Hell, but most of the list is about the same.
Then we're moving on to Dragon, running standard ramp with the Bahamut Zeus or Boros. I guess he's not running Dread Queen.
Yeah, no Dread Queen, no Polyphonic. His list is actually less greedy than all the lists I've seen today. His late game is 2 Ouroboros, 3 Bahamut, and 2 Zeus, which is really light for Dragon.
And he does have 3 Fortes, so he does still have strong drops late game that can just deal damage to face. And he's running 1 Conflag.
He's using 1 Conflag for the neutrals, but he's running Forte and he's not running Urd. Oh, he's running Urd, sorry, never mind. I see it there. Yeah, you got the Urd Forte combo as his late game option.
Strong 12 damage.
With the Evolve.
10 damage, sorry about that. I was
yeah, 10 without and 12 with.
Yeah. going on to his other deck is another Aegis Haven. More control. You have the judges. You have Freeze. This is deck of nightmares when you play on ladder because they always curve well and they have cudgels and they tribute and just a lot of removal. He's also running the one of Red Branch Knight. Until the start of your next turn, your leader cannot receive more than 3 damage at a time. This is another known blood tech, so you don't basically get OTK'd off of blood. Very strong 2-drop there.
Also good against Dragon as well.
Of course, Roach Forest. Seen some players running that. Outside of that, lots of board removal in this deck. Going on to his next deck is Runecraft, and it is a D-shift variant. It's pretty much pure D-shift. He has his Merlins, Fiery Embrace, Flame Destroyer D-shift is important. Interesting. When I've laddered, I've seen like 3 different versions. The Oz one that we saw earlier, this basic Merlin one, and then I've seen the one with the new legendary, the 6/6 legendary. What are your thoughts on?
I haven't seen that deck at all. With what's his name? Sorry, the 6/6. Abomination Awakened. I have never seen that card played. I thought about it, but I find it's a little bit awkward, right? Fitting
it in and just the way it works.
It's solid if you play it like early game to help you slow down the game so you can get your win con, but I don't know. Like I've never seen it, so I don't have a good opinion on it.
Ooh.
So Zing Zing's his D-shift rune is gone, and blood, which is usually the ban.
So he's running Haven, Dragon, and Shadow right now.
And on Fully Cooley side, we have Haven and Dragon are banned. So blood is still there.
Yeah.
We seen in last game, blood just rolled. Like I'm worried about not banning blood. I think it's like almost a free win sometimes.
But I guess to counteract that, Jing still has Havencraft, which is historically about even. He has also, he has Shadowcraft, which is another deck that was built for that matchup, and he has Dragon, which, if they ramp, they can do well in the matchup. So it's not bad by any means, but just because the fact that blood basically has no losing matchups can be everything.
Yeah, it's like it still has a positive win rate going first against every deck, so it's not. These decks do have answers, but they're not perfect.
Yep.
I think blood's actually Dragon's worst matchup.
I would agree with that, just because the deck takes time to get up, and by the time they get up, you got basically a swarmed board. Anyway, we're going into the game.
Oh, okay. Dragon Haven for Jing Jing's band. So it's the opposite, right?
I guess you're looking for a fight.
Okay, let me fix this.
All you know?
Alright.
So at least Zing Zing still has blood and Shadow. And Rune. And Fully Cooley has Haven.
Both players opted not to ban the common blood, so both the players are probably feeling confident that their other decks.
No, I think Fully Cooley's blood was banned, right? So I need to get a confirmation of what he still has.
Okay.
Okay. So he still has Dragon, Shadow, and Haven. for Fooly Cooly.
So he still has.
Unbelievable!
Way back to the game. It's Rune versus Haven. Haven going first. So FLCL was running a normal Aegis build, was it?
Yeah, they're both running Aegis.
Personally, when I play Aegis, I always prefer going second, especially versus D shift, because I actually like it helps with decks that are generally slower versus D shift. Now it's kind of scary in my opinion for.
Well, naturally the D shift deck wins against Haven,
Just a small share.
just because Haven is a little too slow.
But of course, draw permitted. Everything different can happen. Of course, he hasn't played his Merlin yet, so we don't know what will happen here. But
Yeah, he's looking for a D shift.
oh,
If he doesn't get a D shift, the game's lucky. Yeah.
oh,
I was gonna say the game might actually not be a total one-sided event.
and here we are with another back-to-back. He needs D shift, and then the player gets D shift.
Yep. Commentator's curse, man. It's commentator's curse.
Yeah.
Running the commence the experiment too. I've seen that before.
The real battle begins.
I've seen it in a lot of older decks, so it's kind of interesting to see it now.
Yeah, it's mainly for the Golem Assault. Actually, its only target is the Golem Assault. So that's a interesting combo to run. What happens is the Golems get reduced to 1 cost from 2, so you can play them out real fast. It helps your D shift get reduced. And usually a secondary win con for your D shift other than the Flame Destroyers. He's got 2 D shifts in hand. I think it's really favored towards Rune right now. I can't see him losing at all.
It's turn 5. And he has all, and the Rune player has all the removal right now. It's not looking good at all.
Yeah, he even got the Insight as well. So I think if he drops the Commence the Experiment Insight, he's gonna not overdraw next turn, which is probably what he wants to do here. Could also spend Wind Blast on this 2-1, but I don't think it's worth it. Okay, he's just gonna opt for the Levy Evolve. Save the Insight for next turn.
It's good, and it's forcing Haven to already waste the Evos. Evo, like aggro Evos, and
Yeah.
sitting comfortably at 17 health.
If Haven's not pressuring the life total and has to remove stuff, it's not that good for it. It makes this matchup even worse.
Yeah.
And Tribunal just doesn't do anything. Rune doesn't care. Beast Call is nice, but it's only good on like turn 2, this matchup. And even then, there's...
You can get Kaleidoed.
Yeah, Kaleidoscope will bounce it back. That's another reason why this matchup's bad. Kaleidoscope on the Beast Call. Ooh, there's a Sorcery Cache.
Yeah, this is just... He's getting off.
Yeah, there's a Golem
cards.
Soul I was talking about, but there's no room in hand for it. So I think he either Crimson's face or just plays the Conjure Golem.
Conjuring Golem for the hand, definitely, because now you get to draw a 9th card.
Yeah, that or Crimson to face. Crimson Sorcery.
Yep.
Because what you can do is you can save the Golem for lethal, because it'll do 4 damage.
Oh, yeah. Right now he is
Yeah.
sitting. There's nothing. It's the weight basically. He's had combo pieces. He has lethal pretty much in hand. The moment the D shifts start getting lower in cost.
It looks like a that's a weird play. I would evolve and do the damage face and then use the attack to trade. I don't know why he did it that way. Maybe he wants to preserve the health on the Tin Soldier, so it's hard to remove.
Yeah. Usually since it's 6 health, it's gonna require
This is something a little bit bigger.
2, but he has a.
I'm pretty sure the Wind Blast, so I can't see the spell boost on it. It is big enough to kill the Tin Soldier, and then you can kill the rest with the Levy. Yeah,
Yep.
and he's gonna win next turn. Oh no, just Witch Bolt and the Crimson in hand. Yeah, it's done. Next turn he has lethal.
It's a very unfortunate matchup as we've noted already.
He only gets one Conjure Golem from that. I guess it's alright.
Cudgel.
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, he has a dimension that costs 6, and he's also running that
A zero
what's
cost
called Red
Flame
Branch,
Destroyer,
right?
and he can play his second dimension on the next turn.
Honestly, decks like D-Shift, I'm always scared to bring to tournaments, just because while most players are using slower decks, there's a lot of players that opt for aggro decks. D-Shift's in an interesting position
It
where
plays on Rune. I mean, sorry, it plays on Haven, and it actually can win other matchups. Like we saw, it beat the mid-range Shadow earlier.
oh yeah,
So it's not the worst pickup. Like especially in this is a 5-deck 2-ban format. The opponent's probably going to have a slow deck like Haven. So I think it's pretty good in this kind of format.
I'm just a mage who's as old as dirt.
and here's the D-Shift play. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This
You can see it right about now
Just
because
like
that's
back in the old days.
enough damage.
I have lost.
He knows.
He doesn't need the second D shift.
Now we're going into the second game. Strong start. As always, winning game 1s in tournaments is just like a stress. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
when
he got the
No,
lucky matchup right away.
yep.
Especially like winning with your D shift right away is pretty good because D shift has the bad matchup against. Actually, he's had Shadow and Dragon. I can see D shift beating both those decks. Though,
Yep.
yeah, it's actually not like I would say like you'd want your D shift to win right away, just in case it faces against aggro. But both these
Yep.
decks he can beat as well. A little bit harder to beat the.
Time to get started.
Is fighting and despair all you
He also has blood, so
Mm-hmm.
this is looking
Yeah.
blood first. Not even just blood in general. Blood going first, and he has the hand to go first. Doesn't have Tove, of course.
Yeah, this is the Phantom Cat build without Abyss.
Yep.
I think Haven does a little bit better against this deck than the Abyss deck. Even though Haven does have answers for Abyss, it still will do
Abyss
a
is
lot of damage to him.
Yeah. Actually, I'd say that both matchups of Phantom Cat alone and Phantom Cat neutral and are very solid, just solid against Haven. I don't really have faith in Haven versus Blood, honestly.
Yeah.
It's
He's
especially
also, let's see, he's running Kujal over Tina. I run Tina in my Haven, just because it beats the Alice.
I am the Mad Cyclone.
yeah. Kujal is a card that's been dropped a lot in this. It's still a very good card, but this format kind of been rude to him. Still a good card though. But here we're gonna see the Alice drop, and
I think it's
gonna-
Tove to Actress actually.
Tove
He's
into-
got a decision to make here. I think it's Tove to Actress. This is just a lot stronger. Well, I don't say a lot stronger. It's just a little bit more threatening, having 4 bodies on board than 3.
See, yeah, with the Alice play though, you keep your Alice alive because it would be a 3/4, but both plays are both equally strong. It's basically you want 4 on versus do you want
Because the Kujal does still remove
Ow!
2 things, no matter what. So do you want 3 things left on the board, or do you want 1 thing left on the board?
and
No Kujal.
of course if you don't draw Cujo,
Yeah.
oh,
You are done.
So we got to make a makeshift one with the Black Inscripture and the dog.
Ow!
so now do you Actress Evil. Oh no, he just drew another answer. There's so many plays that you can make.
I think it's Goblin Leader Actress Evo still.
Yeah.
It's just so strong. It's before turn 6 as well. You want to do this like before you are worried about Decree.
Yep. And going, like I said, going first. So.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
I am a flower. I bloom on stage.
Well, this is just blood things, right? Just blood things.
This is why we. This is why we ban blood.
Yeah. Don't worry, Side Game's gonna fix it tomorrow, right? We'll get those patch notes.
I actually am. Oh, I have high hopes. They've. So I'm really hoping that we get some really good ones.
Here, like this is what I was talking about before with the lion. Here it's not the worst, but still, it's like it only gonna get rid of 2 things, 3 things. You got the with the bird though. Actually, you got a full board clear.
And
Let's play again.
that's like.
Maybe I have more respect for the lion
Yeah,
now.
but it was
But that was
Yeah.
pretty optimal. Here comes the big knuck.
You evolve parody, just pass.
I would evolve. If you're running the Abyss deck, I think you save the evolve. But he doesn't have Abyss in his deck. He's actually running out of steam. He needs to draw the Phantom Cat. This is where Haven can actually take over the game.
Of course, top deck's hermited. We'll have to see. But yeah, he's out of steam.
Say Commentator's Curse. And here comes the Phantom Cat.
No, not today. This is a weird position.
Yeah, it's difficult for him. It's actually pretty bad for him now.
And Haven still has that one evo. You don't want to gruff here, but you don't. I don't know.
Gruff is probably the hardest thing to remove by itself.
Yeah.
The 4/6. Like if you just play the Angel of the Word and the Big Knuckle, it loses to the March Hare, it loses to Judge Retribution, and also it's a 2-for-1 against Decree.
And he's just continuously clearing that board. That's an okay drop. He has at least another 2.
I think you
as
play
long
us
as
now. I think you need the tempo. Continuously just drop stuff.
this is one of the Haven decks I like because it just has removal, power removal. The removal card is very high. Themis has.
Yeah. It also has potential of just like getting a really strong mid game if they go March Hare into Garuda. He runs that combo. That's pretty ridiculous. Like he's probably gonna have answered here. If he just has Aegis, he just plays it. There you go.
Yep, it's
So the only way I can see the blood winning here is if he draws Phantom Cat right now, does 4 damage phase, and drops it something else.
yeah. I'm gonna check his blood deck right now.
Oh no, it's over.
Phantom Cats.
Works to the bone.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah. Oh,
Well, he's got one more turn. He's got one more turn.
he can Phantom Cat 4. No, yeah, this deck isn't even that bursty.
No.
He's the only thing he does have is like,
Aw, man, you beat me.
but Grimner's 10 cost drop and then just gets destroyed. He
Yeah,
has
it's only 4 damage, not enough.
cards.
He's running Hector, Phantom Cat, Gruff. So he's a little bit
Yeah.
more focused on turn 5, turn 6, like getting that curve out, but he didn't get the Phantom Cat in the whole game. He does run Baphomet as well to draw the Phantom Cat.
I guess
That's
that's
interesting
like
note, but he didn't draw any Baphomets.
the differences in the Phantom Cat decks. Like we saw the last one, ran Wolves, ran, and that's a scary deck going first. But this deck, when you didn't pull your main cards, Phantom Cat, that's what the deck relies on, especially this version, or going second. You just don't have much, especially against a deck that has Clairs on top of Clairs. Half of Haven's deck right there was just Clairs, and it showed why clearing is effective, made him waste so much resources when it looked like he had a lead.
Come on.
Yeah, like, I think I said this like right at the beginning. The Phantom Cat deck falls a little bit short when you run into Steam.
Interesting that Ying opts to not continue going Blood. He's gonna switch over to Shadow. Dragon.
Maybe he thinks Shadow has a better matchup against Dragon, or because I see if he wants to sit with Blood, it's better against the other mid range because it's really kind of a coin flip sometimes in the mid range mirror match.
Yep, and I definitely can see why he particularly went with this now, because
Dragon.
he would have bought Shadow into Haven, and again, that's not that great of a matchup.
Oh, Haven's
So,
gone now.
I guess
There's no more Haven, right?
no Haven. That's what opened the way for Shadow.
Oh yeah. Now the Haven Dex is gone. He can start worrying about that.
Why so angry?
And looks like he's gonna have. Oh, okay. He still has a really good turn 4.
He plays Erd here.
Pro Assassin, or chooses to Dream Eater.
Yeah, Necro Assassin and Lurching Corpses are very good against Dragon.
Oh, he's I even forgot about Erd. He had
The-
Oh, you want to continue?
Yeah, the Necro Assassin Lurching Corpse combo like helped me win the first NGE Open, because everyone was playing Dragon and like mid-range Shadow as their 2 decks.
Yeah.
And just like playing Lurching Corpse on turn 2 actually just like straight up beats Rahab. It's like a pure counter to it. You don't see that card anymore, but still the Lurching
not as
Great.
but it's definitely kind of interesting how we've seen them change from being that very in-your-face deck. The Rise of Blood made them take a kind of different approach to a more.
That and the nerfs. The nerfs have kind of forced them to move into this more tempo-based strategy.
Wheel of destiny.
And I think it's still nice. It's obviously a very strong deck. Many players have bought Shadow Craft to this, so even though it's nerfed, it still has so many good options. Ektar is there.
Yeah. As long as Shadow sells Ektar, I think it's going to be a decent class pick.
Yeah. Well, we have to see tomorrow. Don't jinx it.
I don't think they're going to change it.
Yeah.
That would just hurt the class too much. The class would really have nothing after that, other than maybe Nep. And Nep's very meta, situational.
Here we see his play being probably actually the best play there. He still keeps a leech on the field.
Yeah.
There's not much.
I think this is like really weird because this is where the deck kind of becomes awkward. Where you have the Demon Eater and Necro Assassin in hand. It's like maybe you just eat a Soul Squasher and that's your turn.
Yeah.
That's his turn. Yeah, he's a Soul Squasher. I can't see him not using the Demon Eater here because you want to save the other Soul Squasher. The opponent still has 2 evolves.
For its potential evo. Yep, we're gonna see the.
Why so angry?
Ooh, second Ector. His hand's really shaping up here. So it's just like he's not looking at a very strong turn 6 at the moment. But if the opponent doesn't have like
Like a Sybil? I think Sybil. Something that heals. I think he needs something that heals right now.
the Dragon deck is Saha, so we can have a Saha into something.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. Saha Lucifer is best play.
Unless if he
There
does.
it is.
And to be blessed.
Yeah.
I'll live again.
There's a lot more where that came from.
Even now that he has plays, Jinjing has plays, but knowing that there's a Lucifer on the way, in a way.
You have Necro Assassin for it. Lurching Corpse is good too. So you Soul Squasher into Lurching Corpse is probably the play here.
Such pain.
As we noticed, like in even the Shadow Mirror match is like they have so many cards that even when they're like running out of resources, they can still put up a fight.
Yeah, as long as
right
they
now
have that like, Shadow collection, it's gonna benefit them. So he's gonna play that. Probably pass the turn. 15 life is pretty safe.
Board clear situation. What would you do?
2 options is trade the Soul Squasher and then Zombie Party both into the symbol, and then just go face with the Lurching Corpse, or you can play Ector.
This head can't be taken.
Yeah, so there's like two options there. Both are weak to turn 10. Not turn
Ooh.
10, 10 play points. Turn 8 play points.
Yep. I wasn't even keeping track of that. That hand is still very mysterious to us. We've seen if there's at least a Lucifer in there. There's a Dragoncraft follower in there too because of Dragon Summoner.
Yeah.
So
Looking for Bahamut. Bahamut's not the
All
worst
have come to
because
an end.
Lurching Corpse is on the board. Like another straight up counter to that. I would go phase.
yeah,
The only thing I think that 1/2 represents is evolving, killing Lurching Corpse into Bahamut. That's, or I don't know. Like I don't know if that 1 damage really matters from that. That'd be a bad place.
to note, he's running Ouroboros, so that could be a dragon that's in his hand right now. It's one of the few Dragoncraft cards he has outside of Aelia.
Salamander also clears the board with the Summoner on the board. Summoner goes into the Ector, and then you use Salamander to clear the board. So there was a reason to kill the 1/2. Okay, so I think he's going for my play that I said before. He's going to kill the Lurching Corpse, and then he's going to play Bahamut.
You follow behind.
Another.
Yeah. So that was the play I was thinking of for first. It didn't seem that great to me, but I guess that's what I went for.
Well, looking at
You can just Necro Assassin your Lariel. Or you can just Zombie Party and hope he doesn't have an answer.
but this is the part where you start running out of like you take out Bahamut, he still has Lucifer in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he
Ector's
doesn't-
pretty good counter to Lucifer. Like if Ector can evolve and kill Lucifer, and he has a big board, so you're just kind of forcing the Dragon player to have board clear after board clear after board clear. And he's already used 1 Bahamut, so he still has his Conflag and 2 more Bahamuts left in the deck.
Oh,
This is the second Saha.
Prosper and
So he's out of Sahas now.
He only runs 2 Sahas.
glory.
It's kind of okay if you're just gonna. Is this an Immortal Thane play or a Zombie Party play?
Zombie Party removes the 2/2, but I think the Thane's better because you want that white as soon as possible. Okay, so at least he's going for that play too. Like they're both good options. They both kind of lose the same thing.
And now you're just basically saying
Save the Evolve and Pray at this point. And Pray doesn't have a Grimir. Yeah.
that's a very like I think Grimner is. I have mixed feelings towards him. He's an amazing card. But he's just such a strong 10 play, especially when you're come in and.
The one thing I don't like about him as a card is he does the damage to face as well, which I don't think is.
Yeah.
It's like there's a little extra that's not not needed. I think he goes for
Like,
Zombie
if you-
Party again. Oh man, it's pretty bad though.
You Zombie Party again and then just.
Mm,
Oh, is he gonna Zombie Party here? Just
no, I think you evolve the Attendant Knight and kill.
I'll
Yeah.
show you.
My friend's pretty terrifying, right? Ow!
Again, this is a bad situation for Grimir.
Oh, I mean,
Every turn's bad for Grimir.
Grimner would just take out the whole field. Obviously, bar.
Actually, not the whole thing, because there's the 5 health on the
Yeah,
Thane,
he'll
and then the Lich still, so he has to trade with the Saha.
and well, he obviously he probably has multiple options. His hand is 5. It's a pretty full hand for late game.
Yeah, there's Salamanders, there's Conflag, like I said. There's possibly more Grimirs. Bahamut. There's just like so many things. And also possible that his hand's like too polyphonic, Israfil, not good options. So I think this is Grimnir.
Well, let's see. What's you think I could? No, yep, another.
Yeah, with that attack on the Lieutenant, opening up the Lich, that's a definitely Grimnir play.
Yep. And here, not the Shadowcraft player isn't running out of steam, but it can turn south pretty quickly if that's more removal in hand.
It's like toss up between Ector and the zombie party, but you don't want to leave the 4 damage on board. You have to clear the board here. And there's no reason to not play that Skull Beast as well.
Ow!
So he's forcing the dragon to have another answer.
Such pain.
He also could have lethal with Zeus and Ouroboros and Queen of the Dread Sea. Let's see if he has that. Exact 3 cards.
Please no. that would be
pretty amazing, but
yeah.
You know, it could happen.
At least one of those cards is Lucifer, so we know that. So he's working with 4 cards right now.
I admit defeat.
Oh, they didn't have an answer.
Those are very tense, especially
actually the another Grimnir wouldn't be good enough.
because he would have another white and zombie party to field.
No, the Ector wouldn't die, and then he'd use zombie party, clear the Grimnir, and have lethal.
Bahamut.
Yeah, but lucky for him, he didn't have another answer.
Yep.
Well, Dragon, like, it's possible Dragon to have answers after answer, but that was like asking a lot because he had like 4 in a row, maybe 5 in a row, and just one turn where he doesn't have an answer, the Shadow player wins.
Time to get started.
I think the scariest part there was, even as a commentator, is like not knowing what he had in his hand and we're just like waiting for the decisive forfeit.
Yeah, that's what it just feels like.
But
You're just praying. You're praying. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. And then he has it. He has it. He has it. And the one time he doesn't have it, you win.
So Jingjing's actually opting to keep Phantom Cat in hand. But especially in this matchup, because Dragon needs to.
Like last time, he didn't have it at all. I think he'd rather have it. But now he's Baphomet, so he has 2 Phantom Cat, which can close out the game pretty fast.
Let's see his answers to this field. This field's only going to be increasing. Such an amazing ability. Blood has such an amazing ability to like swarm the board early. That's just the neutral engine, really, but
Both the face here.
you don't think you trade here? Just I guess
The 1/2 doesn't represent anything.
deck list, yeah. Especially with Dragon's removals, all of them are just 2 or 3. They take cards out, so.
I am the
Fair.
mad cyclone.
Oh, this is looking
Yeah.
very.
This is Blood doing his thing, right?
Land of marvels.
Yep. I just Luriel in, and then just keep.
Turn 4, you're worried about. I think Tina is the best option he has, or two removals.
Oh, yeah, he does have Tina, so it's not deaf. You probably like if you're mulliganing against this deck, you do want to mull for Tina here. So
Follow behind.
you can take out 2
Oh yeah,
cards.
you definitely you kill the summoner because summoner can kill the actress or
Focus on your inferno, Tina.
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
Tina's out.
now Dragon can definitely get back in the game if they have a Sybil as well.
Yep. Do you
Want more where that came from?
Baffle here or Hector? Obviously, we haven't seen what he drew yet.
Baphomet guaranteed to draw Phantom Cat, so thank you Hector.
Show's over.
And you already have Phantom Cat in hand. You already have the turn 6.
Oh, or you could Alice.
I don't know about Alice. Alice is an option, but the thing is, like, the actor doesn't have the damage because you only have 2 neutrals on hand. Oh, you have only 1 neutral in hand, actually.
Put 2 on field.
Lands of Mars.
No, the
they'll
Hector
be-
doesn't count ones on field. Oh, I'm talking about Hector.
Oh yeah, just Hector. Yeah.
Yeah, he can't use Hector's ability.
Oh no. Yeah, you'd wait till Phantom Cat
Whoa.
draws you.
This is he's going face here.
To change the world.
Wants to close this game out, which is probably the best option. Oh,
Lucius, I'm sorry.
oh, he's. Let's see. Sorry, I think he was playing around Salamander there, but Salamander's not coming down until next turn. So I don't know what he was playing around with that.
Water.
Well, that was kind of weird.
This is very scary though, because he cannot.
My true strength.
I don't know why he evolved like that. I'm trying to think of why he did it, but
Let's play again.
Well, I don't think Dragon has anything on turn 6 to take out a 6/7 Alice.
Lands of Mars.
Besides the first Tina.
He has Saha, possibly. Oh, but he just kills like that, I guess. He just had the damage. I wasn't even paying attention. He top decked the damage he needed. Though the Phantom Cat probably would have killed too.
Oh yeah. He had many options. He swarmed the field. Dragon was actually only at 6 PP, so they kind of had nothing, and Jing won with. Yep.
Yeah, it's
Jing
over.
to the next round. Good luck to him in the future. This tournament does have a losers bracket, right?
Does
Okay.
not.
Oh, okay. So
I think it's a single elimination. So I need to be corrected on that, but based on the bracket, there's not a loser side.
oh yeah, so this, yep, then it's wouldn't make sense for that to be here. But still, we're almost rounding out our 16 players left. I think we have a few more round 1 matches.
I just need confirmation on what the next game is, but I think I can find it here.
Look in the Shadowverse.
Yeah, it's Fantasy versus Dark, so my boy Fantasy. I'm gonna be cheering for Fantasy.
Wanna, I guess, talk about Fantasy. I guess his path to make it there. Since
Sure, he's it's actually one of the round 1 games. Yeah, one of the round 1 games. So we can't see like this will be his first game of today. I think it's everyone's first game of today, and we're doing around 2 games tomorrow. And then we're doing the finals on not this Sunday, but the Sunday following.
So we're waiting on them to pick their bands and stuff. You wanna look
I'll
at
go for Fantasy's list, since he's my buddy. There's gonna be some clear favoritism here.
Honestly, I was trying to keep my when Fatina came up. I was trying to keep my favoritism to low. It's okay. Everyone has favorites.
Yeah. Yeah, Fantasy, and his opponent's gonna be Dark. Sorry.
Right. Are you looking
Yeah.
Fantasy's Shadowcraft deck?
Sure. I'll go over a list if you want to pull up God's Dark list.
Yep.
So he's got mid-range Shadow. He's running 2 Phantom Howls and 3 Cerberus. So he's going kind of like all in on that Cerberus Phantom Howl combo. I've seen people, like myself included, I cut down Cerberus to 2 and then 1 Phantom Howl. But he's upped the numbers to 3 Cerberus, 2 Phantom Howl.
Oh, yep.
And he's also got 3 Cremier. So he's got maybe like kind of an older style mid-range.
He
Shadow.
definitely wants to burst. He served Phantom Howl. Since the beginning, since this game came out, that was the 11
since
damage.
standard. Aggro Shadow is a very strong deck before the first expansion. Next he has the Abyss Blood, 3 Spawn of Abyss, no Phantom Cats, 2 Alucard, 3 Emeralda.
Yep.
So just your basic Abyss setup.
Emeralda is an interesting card. Like that was one of like the standouts to me, and was used like almost like 2-3 ofs, and now it's kind of taking the backseat in most blood decks. So it's kind of still here.
It's same thing with like the drain, because you're not gaining the vengeance that often,
Yep.
and your opponent can play around vengeance.
And I guess that's why he's opting for 2 Alucards too, because you get that storm guaranteed.
Yeah. He's got Ramp Dragon with the 2 Erd and 3 Forte combo, 2 Ouroboros, 3 Bahamut, 2 Zeus. So he's not running the Dread Queen polyphonic.
Pure dragon.
Don't
have much.
And then he's got the neutral line of the Gold City Haven
Who?
with the Garuda March Hare. He's not running the 2 Tiger Amulet.
Oh,
The Dual Flames. He's not really running Dual Flames. And his Runecraft is your standard burn Earthright with Oz and Mutagenic Bolt. So we got a pretty safe lineup, I think. A lot of these decks are pretty aggressive.
and have been proven to be
Yeah.
effective. Going over Dark's let's actually on it. His first deck is Blood. I think there's only a few players that opted out to go Blood. Phantom Cat. What's that? Yeah. Phantom Cat with Gilgamesh. This is a first. I'm surprised. Gilgamesh is a standard card. 5/4 Storm, and a neutral, so it could be fit in any deck. Specifically, this deck. As I mentioned, Phantom Cat doesn't have like the strong end game that Abyss has, but it has like a good overall game. Gilgamesh is kind of a finisher in this deck. It fits that role.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited. He's 2 Hectors, 2 Gruffs, so he probably cut a Gruff, cut a Hector for 2 Gilgamesh. Do you have anything to say about that deck?
Gilgamesh is replacing the Abyss, so we'll see if it's better in the situations, because Gilgamesh can be stopped by Ward, and Abyss cannot be stopped by Ward. So it's like I think the big difference between the two. As your 8-drop finisher.
I guess being able to get buffed by Alice is cool too.
Yeah. You don't need the evolve as well if you want to do the damage right away. So I think overall Gilgamesh is probably going to do less damage than the Abyss, but you have that turn 8, you can immediately get that damage in if they don't have Ward.
Going into his next deck is Cerberus. The mid-range shadow that we've all seen. Not been getting banned at all, so we've seen a lot of mid-range shadow. Running Usher of Styx. It's a 2/2 Necromancy, which puts one of your highest cost followers that has been destroyed during this match into hand. So it's kind of like the 5 cost that Sarah doing, I think.
It's more like the 2 cost card. It's more like Rise from the Dead. Rise of the Dead, actually.
It's just now it has a body. It's a